right, we're doing this live on air. This is going to be, please.
Hey, but don't you stretch it? You get to put it on the. All right, yeah. All right, there we go. There we go.
So when they report this after the combine, just please credit part of my take because we had it first. Will Levis's hand size. PFT's doing the calculations.
All right, we got official measurement.
Official measurement. Here it comes. On today's part of my take, we have Lions left tackle Taylor Decker, AWL. Great interview with him. We also have one question with the quarterback live in-person edition with Will Levis, who is going in next year's draft.
What size are his hands? We find out.
Oh, they are. The results will shock you.
Yep.
BuzzFeed. The results will shock you. We're going to talk a little Monday Night Football, hot seat, cool throne, guys on chicks. Great Wednesday show for you, and it's brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Give the gift of an awesome experience this holiday season with Game Time. If you're nervous that your present won't arrive in time or simply forget to holiday shop, Game Time tickets get delivered to your phone inbox instantly. Game Time has all the best tickets, and you'll get an awesome price on them. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, now's the time. We've been using Game Time all year. We've gone to a ton of games, concerts, everything. So download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Download the Game Time app and go to that account tab to create a login. They have great ticket prices for everything you need. Sporting events, basketball, hockey season, playoff football, bowl games, concerts. Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, and you should use them. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Go check it out right now. Use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Today is Wednesday, December 14th. And are the Patriots back?
Patriots defense is back, big time.
Or do the Cardinals stink?
The Patriots defense is good. Their offense is... you know what? I can officially say the Patriots are the best bad team in the NFL. They made that pretty clear over the last few weeks. They're a very good bad team. Their offense still sucks ass.
Actually, this Sunday will be a very good test. The Raiders might be number 2 in the best bad teams.
It's true.
It's a good power rankings. Yeah,
Josh McDaniels revenge game.
Yeah, power rankings of who is the best bad team.
Yeah,
find out on Sunday.
I think that's fair. That's a good matchup for those two.
They are like, I do think that. I mean, they're now in the playoffs. If the season ended today, the Patriots would be in the playoffs. Their defense is very good. Mac Jones, again, I think that Mac Jones has a full-on case for QB malpractice to have Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, those two dumb fucks being his OC. I would be pissed if I were him. If I were his agent, I'd be like, you guys fucked him up.
Well, just
because they don't know what they're doing.
The Patriots are the best bad team. Matt Patricia is the dumbest rocket scientist in the world.
Yes.
He is so stupid when it comes to offense.
Verbal meme, Matt Patricia rocket science, and it's just that gif of the kid hitting the rocket and going into his dad's dick.
Or hitting himself in the face.
That's Joe Judge and Matt Patricia.
Matt Patricia is a real-life Wile E. Coyote on an Acme rocket firing himself into the side of a mountain that's been painted to look like a train tunnel.
Yes.
He's bad. The offense is really bad. I agree with that.
It's hard to watch.
It's tough to say that Mac Jones is not a good quarterback because we don't know because of all the chaos that he's got into.
It's like the reverse of last year. It was like, look at the situation that Mac Jones was able to walk into. A structured organization, the best coach of all time. Josh McDaniels is OC. Everything that we said last year about Mac Jones was basically reversed, and he got put in the worst situation possible.
Yeah, and I think even Hank, if he was here, which he's not because he's sick or on vacation, one of the two.
Yep. I have actually a wrinkle that a friend of mine threw out there that Hank is going to join us for Zoom at the end. I think we should offer Hank extra ping pong balls, but every roll he gets, we take away a vacation day.
That's not a bad idea.
Rocking a hard place for him.
That's not a bad idea. But yeah, even Patriots fans like Hank, I think, will admit that this team is just no fun.
It's not fun.
And no fun at all. And if they make it to the playoffs, they're probably going to lose their first-round game again. And that's not fun either. If you're a Patriots fan, for me, getting to the playoffs and losing in the first round, that's like my Super Bowl as a Commanders fan. If you're a Patriots fan, that's That's a washed season.
Yeah, I mean, if they make the playoffs, it would most likely be the 7th seed. So then they'd be playing the Bills or the Chiefs.
I kind of hope they play the Bills again in Buffalo, and it's just as bad as it was last year.
And they have a tough schedule coming up. They have the Raiders, the Bengals, the Dolphins, and at the Bills. So it's not going to be easy. But they're in the playoffs right now, so they get respect for that. Like I would say that they're in that category of teams that like their roster isn't that great, and like the fact they're even in the playoff picture, it might, like, hey, there's teams with better rosters. Like the Saints were supposed to be a good team this year. They've fallen off. The Raiders were supposed to be a dark horse. They've fallen off. So you can at least look at it that way, where it's like,
is this Bill Belichick's best coaching job?
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be his
I
best coaching job of his career.
He is trying to play the NFL on progressively harder and harder levels in his video game, where it's like, okay, can I get this team to the playoffs with a combination of Joe Judge and Matt Patricia as my offensive coordinator? That's the next step up right now.
Next year, he should do the fan-controlled football.
Yeah,
and let us just call the plays.
Yeah, or next year probably have his son call the plays.
Yeah, and then on the other side, Kyler Murray, that sucked. Torn ACL looks like. It's already been a bummer of a year for the Cardinals, and you can almost like see them quitting live on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it was tough to see that with Kyler.
There was that first like half had so many injuries that did you know that the real first injury of the game was actually the Cardinals mascot?
Is this another Poe the Raven?
He got
potential
injured.
Fake.
He got
fake
injured running off, and he literally had to like take his arm around someone's shoulder and be helped into the locker room.
Was it a lower body injury?
It was a lower body injury before the game even started. It was a bad sign for the rest of the game.
Here's how much the Cardinals bummed me out. I didn't even know the Cardinals had a mascot.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
No.
I thought it was Cortez, the guy that wears the helmet
It is.
in the stands with number 69.
It is. He'll never get injured.
That guy's a hoss. That guy's got big bones.
Yes. But yeah, it was a bummer of a game. It was. It was like the only time that it was kind of a fun game was when we had the back-to-back. It looked like it was going to be back-to-back, like pick six, fumble six.
Yeah, that was an interesting
It was like, holy
time.
shit, everything's, chaos.
Colt McCoy getting in for a second. People were like, oh, yeah, Colt McCoy, he's good. Colt McCoy is the perfect quarterback to start one game for your team in November.
He already did it.
And he did that, and we got that game out of Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Maybe the funniest stat of the night. This made me mad. I actually got mad, but it's very funny. You know how long it's been since Cliff Kingsbury has won a coach's challenge in days?
Oh, it's probably 400 days.
You would think that. Yeah, that seems like a long amount of time.
Yeah.
1,087
Holy
days.
shit.
It's been 1,087 days since Cliff Kingsbury has won a coach's challenge. Shout out to Stathole Sports. I didn't know it was that many days. I just heard them say he hasn't won a challenge since 2019, which is pretty bad. But when you say it in days, that's almost twice as long as the second worst coach, who's Mike Tomlin, who's notoriously bad. Pete Carroll's up there. He's a big fan of the false flags. We know that.
Mike Tomlin, I'm not even going to count because he throws challenge flags out of passion.
Yeah,
there's no science behind it.
Well, there's a lot of coaches out there like Mike McCarthy. He's one of the worst too, but he's a coach that'll just challenge a play because he doesn't like what happened in the play.
Right,
and
he's just frustrated.
He'll hope that something different happens the second time that he sees it.
Yeah, he's basically a fan where we're like, no, change this. They're going to change it. There's somewhere right now, there's a Saints fan who's still thinking they're going to change the pass interference call from 2018.
So, yeah, exactly.
And I respect that guy.
Cliff Kingsbury has no excuse whatsoever for being this bad at challenges. The other coaches that are up there, Mike Tomlin, Belichick, Pete Carroll, those are three of the other worst in the NFL. Their excuse is they never get to watch NFL games on TV.
Right.
So they're not good at watching replays.
Right. They don't even know that replays exist. They started coaching before the yellow line existed.
They don't know the green zone.
Yeah.
Those coaches have a reason for it. When it comes to Cliff Kingsbury, you're young enough, dude. You were coaching college football poorly 4 years ago. You should know how to watch NFL football.
Yes, but he doesn't.
That's why, we've talked about this before on this show, but every staff should have somebody that's really good at watching sports.
Yep.
To be their challenge guy.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury that's just insane. 1,087 days.
That is a long time.
Excuse me.
Whoa, that's a loud one.
Yeah.
That's
must have been
loud drilling.
That bean I had for lunch.
We've had some serious drilling going on. Billy's going to have to go down and give him a talking to. That one,
that's very loud.
That feels like they're just drilling out of spite for us.
I think they're drilling into this wall right here.
Yeah, Billy's going to have to go out there. The other thing, so Monday Night Football was kind of a bummer. It feels like that just happens late in the season. This is a lot.
I'm gonna kill Pete.
This is a lot.
I'm gonna murder Pete.
Well, it's a good thing the Wi-Fi always works. What's going on, Billy? Give us an update.
Don't touch any buttons, Billy.
They're right outside of our window.
Can you tell them?
I'm gonna have to go through these windows.
All right, okay. Wait, no, you're not going to go through this window.
Oh, this is gonna be a disaster.
What are you talking about? You're going to go through
Billy's
this
gonna
window.
knock everything over and
No,
ruin
this
the
is
studio.
going to be so bad.
Oh my God.
Keep this all in. This is Billy. I don't know if that window even opens.
I'm opening the first one just to roll down the blind so I can just put a message up to the window.
Oh,
Okay.
Jake just dropped his computer.
This
There's
is chaos.
in
It's
the
absolute
studios.
chaos. Messi's dribbling through Croatia right now.
Yeah, Argentina.
Oh my God.
Argentina.
Billy, be careful. This is glass.
Jake.
Oh my God.
Argentina.
It's gonna be Argentina, probably France.
Probably France, although we said that about every team that Morocco's
Big Cat,
played.
did you hear that the Queen of England actually hired the British soccer team to be her pallbearers
Oh.
so that they could let her down one last time?
I like it.
I didn't know these windows opened.
Billy, I don't think this is going to work.
Are you going to crawl out and scare them?
Oh, I thought. Oh, he's got him.
Oh, it's
Can you stop?
2 layers.
Billy just gave him the throat slash. That's
Give him the-
$15,000 fine, Billy.
You got him, Billy. Get him with the phone. Tell him the little app. Like, do you want to fuck? That will pause him. They're stopping right now.
They would stop for Glenny Ball's show.
Find another #1 sports podcast that will just podcast through a drill in our face.
They've been doing construction.
No
here
jumper,
since
probably.
Yeah, no jumper for
the
sure.
beginning of time.
No, not no jumper. The OnlyFans one he has. All right, they're looking.
Billy, what's the sign say?
What does it say, Billy?
Something in English and something in Spanish.
Oh,
It says,
you did
bilingual.
bilingual. Wow, Billy.
Por favor,
All right,
señor.
are you gonna make?
No más
All right,
con.
he's giving a thumbs up. Yeah,
más con la mahina.
Billy.
Tell him to guess a number.
yeah. Nombre, por favor.
Oh my God, Billy, you did it.
Wait,
All right,
nombre's
so-
name, numero.
Número,
job,
por
Billy.
favor. Cero
Let me see your message, Billy. I'll
99.
read it out loud. Billy wrote, "Hey guys, if you don't stop drilling, I'm calling ICE." What the fuck, dude? That's fucked up. Jesus Christ, Billy. All right, so where were we? Oh, NFL. I had.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say. We have our first Saturday games coming up, which is always fun.
Yep.
Saturday games get the juices flowing. NFL all weekend long. I also wanted to bring attention to a tweet that came across my desk today, PFT, that I would like to get your take on.
It's been a while since I've had a tweet come across my desk.
Yeah, across my desk. It was very funny. He said, "Hey, pardon my take. Just a fun little fact when you continuously hammer home the point differential stats when it comes to the Vikings." And it's a picture of an Andrew Siciliano tweet that says, "All this talk about the Vikings' negative point differential, 6 of the 14 teams currently in playoff positions have given up more points than they've scored. Tennessee minus 35, Giants minus 33, Chargers minus 31, Bucks minus 30, Washington Commanders minus 3, Minnesota minus 1. So the point is that the Vikings are just as shitty as those teams.
Yeah. I got a tweet from somebody today. It came across my desk.
Oh, okay.
And it said, PFT care to comment on the fact that the Washington Commanders have a slightly worse point differential than the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
And I replied to it. I said, yes, my comment is that the Washington Commanders will also not win the Super Bowl this year.
Exactly.
And then I saw that I had a bunch of replies that it was also tagging you, probably to that tweet right there.
Yes, I quote tweeted it.
That's the entire thing. It's like
a cell phone.
Yes, you're correct. The Minnesota Vikings, they have a better point differential than the New York Giants.
And the Tennessee Titans and the Chargers, all teams that are not going to win the Super Bowl. It was just a list of teams.
What about the Cowboys, Big Cat?
The Cowboys do not have a negative point differential.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It's a list of teams that we all agree will not be winning the Super Bowl, and you proved our point for us.
Yes, thank you.
It was actually a great job by you. The 10-3 Vikings are on this list of 6 teams in the playoffs right now that are not going to win the Super Bowl.
And Kirk Cousins playing great.
Playing
great football.
Justin Jefferson, best receiver in the league.
This is not a knock against Kirk Cousins, believe it or not.
Your defense stinks.
Your defense is trash. Kirk Cousins has actually improved against the blitz and under pressure. He played as good as you could ever hope Kirk Cousins could play last week against against the Lions, and you lost because your defense can't stop anybody.
The other tweet that has come across my desk that has made me laugh is the tweet that is the Packers to make the playoffs. So there's some people. This is the time of season where we talked about it with the Steelers and the Browns and the Raiders, like the win out mentality. Like if you're one of those teams that's 5-7 or 5-8, hey, what if we just win out? Well, the Packers have a path to the playoffs, and it was like Packers win out, and the first and second thing were the Giants and Commanders both have to go 1-3 in their last 4.
Yeah,
they play each other.
Yeah.
So if either of them wins, that's an if because they did tie,
they could tie again.
Then they just have to win one more game.
Yep.
So it is that season.
It is.
Where we're just holding on for hope.
Also in Monday Night Football, they debuted a new graphic for the playoff picture. They replaced sniffing around. I liked sniffing around.
I did too.
And the new phrase is now loitering that they're using. I don't like loitering. Loitering feels like it should be a subcategory after sniffing around of teams like the Packers that are going to be loitering on this graphic for the next couple weeks, but they're not going to make the playoffs.
Right.
Like mathematically alive should be loitering. So as far as I'm concerned, my power rankings go as thus. Number 1, sniffing around. Number 2, in the hunt. Number 3, loitering. So we'll see what Joe Buck has him do next week.
Yes. And
ready to attack.
Ready to attack.
What was that from?
No, I'm just thinking of.
Oh, that's Jake's.
Yeah.
Like they're ready to attack.
Ready to attack.
There's also
I like that, Jake.
Yeah.
There's a narrative, and I think this happens like pretty much every other year in the NFL when there's maybe not one team that's like super dominant, even though the Eagles have been super dominant, where everyone's like, the NFL's just trash. I push back on that, being like, I think there are 6 really, really good teams.
Yeah,
and the only thing about the NFL, which is why we love the league, is that the best team and the worst team, there's not that much of a difference between them.
And
that's just how it works.
We've got more great quarterbacks now than we've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
For a while, the great quarterbacks, it was like you've got Tom Brady, you've got Peyton Manning, you got Big Ben, and then maybe you could put like Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers in that conversation.
Phil Rivers was loitering.
That was it. Now we've got great quarterbacks everywhere. I'm
very excited about the playoffs.
I'm buying stock in the future of the NFL.
Yeah, I am too. It's a lazy argument. I feel like every other year where it's like, because there's not like 3 teams that all have 1 loss. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, well, this season just sucks in the NFL. Everyone just sucks. It's like, I really do think there are 6 teams that are very, very good. And we talked about it on Sunday, but like those 6 teams will produce the Super Bowl winner.
Yeah,
I'm confident. We put our life on it.
The other subcategory of that graphic that we've always talked about is the Don't Look Now team.
Yeah.
I don't have a Don't Look Now team. I'm looking. I had the Cowboys, but they're no longer, like, people are looking at the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. People, I think
Bengals?
No, I think people are looking at the Bengals too because they went to the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is there a Don't Look Now team?
Yeah, I think unfortunately, and I hate it because I don't want to fall back in this trap. I think it's the Chargers. I think the Chargers are the Don't Look Now team.
I think that they're the team that you don't want to play.
The Ravens could be potentially the Don't Look Now
if Lamar gets healthy. Yeah, if Lamar gets healthy, I think the Ravens are definitely Don't Look Now material. Or the Dolphins, if Tua figures it out in the last couple weeks.
Well, so the Dolphins, I'm 2-on. There's a problem for the Dolphins this Saturday. I don't know if you saw the report.
Big problem.
In Sunday Night Football, they played in L.A. It was 55 degrees. And a report came afterwards that the Dolphins had heaters on their sidelines. I'm going to guess that's not great for them having to go to Buffalo on Saturday night.
You shouldn't smoke during NFL games.
Billy, can you give us a weather report for Buffalo Saturday night? I'm going to say that's the sign of a candy-ass team, heaters for 55-degree weather. And just so we remind everyone, when the Dolphins are like decent and they go to a cold weather city at the end of the season, there is no uniform combo that is more candy ass than what they have. I just envision every time the Dolphins have to play in a cold weather game, I envision Matt Moore getting knocked out in Pittsburgh.
You can't play in the snow in the candy ass. Are they teal?
Yeah, I don't
know. If I don't know immediately what color your uniform is off the top of my head, if it's not a basic color, then your team sucks in the cold weather.
They should
Aqua.
They should
see
actually
aqua in the cold. Aqua doesn't exist in the cold.
If the Dolphins were smart, they would actually have a cold weather alternate.
Yes.
Like just be like, hey, we're now dark blue.
Or black.
Yeah, black or dark blue.
Black in the snow.
Yeah, these are our jerseys. It's not. It's
And
not
also,
gonna be.
also a different name for your team besides the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Like just
the
sharks.
polar bears.
Or sharks, yeah. Yeah, like the snow dolphin.
Yeah,
the
snow
snowfish.
What do you got, Billy?
Very dry, 30 degrees.
Oh, that's. I think they might need the
No, I'm
heaters.
seeing snow.
Oh,
What?
oh, weather
where is he-
off.
It's Saturday, not Sunday.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
You
Billy.
read Sunday. It's a
Saturday night.
game.
It's Saturday
It's
night.
supposed to snow.
Nighttime.
Saturday
As
night.
of now.
Now, is it lake effect? Because you can get some higher degrees with the snow. then.
Billy, Jake really enjoyed that moment. He really enjoyed.
No, the light
correcting-
snow showers are at 11 a.m.
Well, for being our weather guy, Billy is definitely the worst on the show at actually reading the weather.
I have the best tools, though.
You do have the best
yeah,
tool.
yeah.
And he knows how to open windows.
And
That's
he knows
true.
how to and
Billy,
he
you've
sent the
got
message.
so many strengths. It's just one that I think you could improve on would be your weather telling abilities.
Yeah. All right. Other things we should talk about the passing of Mike Leach. Tragic, terrible. I think we should actually rename the Football Guy of the Year award for him because that's hot in the streets right now. The NBA just renamed all their awards.
Yeah.
So motion to rename Football Guy of the Year award to the Mike Leach Football Guy of the Year award.
I concur.
Yeah, everyone vote
Yeah.
yay,
Yeah.
yay. Memes is saying no. Why are you saying no, Memes? What are you saying no for?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yes. All right, sorry.
No,
For
Hank
a second there, I was like, dude,
should
he
we-
just died.
Hank said no.
Hank did say no.
Should we throw Madden in there, too?
Well, so I was thinking about that earlier
that's the
because
only thing.
people were saying that we got a lot of feedback saying we should rename the award after Mike
you know
Leach,
what?
which
I
I don't
got-
have a problem with. But I think John Madden should be a different award.
I have
They should name
the
the Super Bowl.
solution. John Madden should be Grit Week.
yes.
The John Madden Grit Week.
because we're going to be in a bus.
Yeah, the John
Also,
Madden Grit Week.
Yeah.
According to my records,
We're just going to name everything.
according to my records from when I been in charge of the award every week, Mike Leach has been nominated 23 times.
So it's
He's
his
won
award.
8 times.
Yeah, it's
Mike,
his award.
Mike Leach is such a unique personality, and people like Mike Leach, and it's tough to say people like Mike Leach because there's nobody like Mike Leach. He was a one-of-a-kind individual. He's the person that makes college football fun.
Yes.
Like having those unique personalities, doing things their own way, the way that he used to interact with the media and go off on these tangents about things that had nothing to do with sports whatsoever.
Fighting mascots.
He
and
wasn't-
being a pirate.
What I love is he was unapologetically himself in a sport that sometimes forces you to conform to what things have always been like before you got there. And Mike Leach was like unapologetically himself throughout his entire career, and he made the sport so much more fun.
And he also, like, I felt like he was having fun when he was coaching. And you can't say that for a lot of good coaches. Like, I don't think Nick Saban has fun. I don't think Kirby Smart is having fun. Mike Leach had fun, and you could feel it. You could sense it, the way that he interacted with his players. He also was just a goddamn good football coach. So I was looking at his career. So just talking about his coaching tree, these are the names under him for his coaching tree. Sonny Dykes in the college football playoffs. Dana Holgerson, Seth Luttrell, Lincoln Riley, ever heard of him? Art Briles, Dave Aranda, Cliff Kingsbury, Neil Brown, Josh Heupel. Like what he touched and everyone that like came after him, he has such an impact on all of college football. And I was looking up his seasons as well. The way he turned around Texas Tech and Washington State, like he wasn't coaching blue bloods. He was coaching teams that no one else wanted to coach, and he made them really, really good. So in the 10 seasons at Texas Tech, he was 84-43. He won 84 games in 10 seasons. In the 21 seasons prior, Texas Tech won 113 games.
Yeah, no, he made Texas Tech a thing.
They had their first 11-win season in 30 years under Mike Leach. And then at Washington State, in 8 seasons at Washington State, he had 55 wins. In the 8 seasons prior, Washington State had 29 wins. He doubled it. And then he also has the only 11-win team in Washington State history in 2018. He was just a phenomenal college football coach, legendary guy. We had him. We were lucky enough to have him on the show. We even got duped for people, longtime AWLs, PFT and I, in our old studio. It used to be, there was a control room that controlled the radio and the podcasting, and we had Mike Leach set up to have him on, and somehow a radio caller got through, and for 10 minutes we interviewed a fake Mike Leach being like, the guy was doing a Mike Leach voice, and we were just looking at each other the whole time like, I don't think this is Mike Leach.
Yeah.
And then we finally asked a question to like nail him. He's like, the guy was like, yeah, I'm not Mike Leach.
I have a confession to make.
What?
Is that you?
That was my fault in the radio room.
Oh,
by
you
the
put
wrong
it through?
guy. They got the wrong caller from Barstool Radio and they put it in. I didn't admit it.
It was a crazy moment to be like, because at the start we were talking to this guy, and he was going off on these tangents. And at first we're like, well, Mike Leach would go off on these weird tangents, and then progressively the interview unraveled, and we were like, okay, this is probably not him. It does figure that Billy was the one responsible for that. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, and we were lucky enough to have him on. Go listen to that interview.
We got into it with him about whether or not the sun was hot or cold.
Yep.
That was actually, we should put that clip out. That was a very funny clip with Mike Leach. Like, that's exactly the type of hypothetical argument that this dude lived for.
Yeah.
And not only did he like take those schools and turn them around, but he actually changed the entire sport of football.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the air raid offense and how Mummy, like, you can trace almost every electric offense in the NFL and college football in the last 10, 15 years directly back to what Mike Leach invented.
Yeah, and the way that he played the game was revolutionary, and it's just, I mean, he's just an all-time football guy, human, and it's devastating.
I'm pretty sure he popularized the free play for verts, where if
I know every team should run that first play of the bowl game. That would be awesome. Mm-hmm. Last two quick Mike Leach stories I wanted to share. This one I either forgot it or I never realized it, but in 2008, I want to say, Texas Tech had really bad special teams. Mike Leach literally pulled a kid who was doing a field goal competition during the game, like one of those like win-free tuition.
Yeah.
He pulled him off the field, and he made him his extra point kicker and primary kicker for 3 seasons.
That's incredible.
Like, you can actually see the clip of the kid hitting the extra point or the field goal for the free tuition, and he had a staffer go grab him before he could get off the field. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "You're our kicker now." Like, he said it in his 60 Minutes interview. He's like, "Well, he hit a kick in front of a full stadium for free tuition, so I figured he could hit a extra point for us."
Yeah, that's true.
Next 3 seasons.
He saved a scholarship.
He saved a scholarship.
For someone else.
Yeah.
He's also an all-time rugby guy. He was a rugby player in college and then implemented a lot of stuff with that game into his air raid offense, believe it or not.
Yeah, and he's just a tremendous loss. Really, really sad. We loved him, and the last thing I'll leave with Mike Leach, because it's just perfect Mike Leach, and also kind of tells you, like, all the tributes are awesome, and it's sad, but also remember who Mike Leach was. When he did an E60 interview with Jeremy Schaap a few years ago, Jeremy Schaap asked, when people write the Mike Leach obituary, how do you want to be remembered? And he responded, well, that's their problem. What do I care? I'm dead. So it's like a perfect Mike Leach. I love him. I mean, he's one of the best characters that football's ever had.
So this is my personal favorite Mike Leach story. This was at Texas Tech. Lincoln Riley overheard this. So Lincoln Riley was the one that told this story. He got a phone call, picked it up, said, "Hey, how's it going?" And he listened for a second and asked, "Where are you calling from?" He kept talking on the phone, and I eventually sort of tuned out. Now, a short phone conversation for Coach Leach is an hour. So he was talking about this and that, and I was kind of hunkered down working on my own stuff. At some point, the call got dropped. They must have lost reception. Coach said, "Can you hear me? Are you there?" Then he closed his old flip phone, swung it back open, and redialed. He said, "Hey, sorry, I just lost you." And they resumed their conversation for another 30 minutes or so before Coach Leach finally hung up. After he was done, we started talking. I said, "Hey, Coach, who was that on the phone?" And he said, "Oh, they had the wrong number."
Yeah, I mean, that's Mike Leach.
Yeah. Just
talked to anyone.
Talked with a stranger for an hour on the phone because they dialed the wrong number.
He would talk to anyone, and he was, the absolute best. The absolute best. So, R.I.P. Mike Leach, but reminder, he didn't care because he's dead. So, the tributes are awesome, and we will be renaming the Football Guy of the Year award in his memoriam. And, I feel like that's a good way to do it. We got to make a real trophy now.
Yeah.
Because Mike Leach would want it. Maybe it's just a
How
pirate sword.
about this? I was going to say a football with an eye patch and a sword.
Yeah.
Like a pirate football.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a sword, and the handle of the sword is made out of pigskin.
That could work.
Ooh.
Or it's a sword that's going through a football.
Yeah.
Like a
Okay.
kebab.
Well, we'll come up with it. And yeah, that will be awesome. All right, let's transition to Hot Seat Cool Throne, and then we have our interview with Taylor Decker and Will Levis. Hot Seat Cool Throne brought to you by our friends at Roman. Do you want a better sex life? If so, you're not alone. Up to 50% of men have symptoms that get in the way of enjoying their sex, but Roman is here to help. Roman is the digital health clinic for men. Roman addresses a variety of sexual health needs for men. Roman offers genuine medication that helps achieve and maintain a strong erection. Roman offers discreet wipes that help you last 4 times longer in bed. And Roman also has testosterone testing. They have low T in men is something that you can fix. So you want to increase your libido. Roman will handle that for you. There's no waiting rooms and no hassle. It's straightforward digital experience from the comfort of home. So if medication or testing is appropriate, Roman will send it directly to your door. Everything arrives in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping. To learn more about how you can achieve your personal health, sexual health goals, go to ro.co/take today to get 20% off your first order. ro.co/take. That's ro.co/take. Check out Roman now and make sure you're taking care of your health. So Roman is there for you. ro.co/take for 20% off your first order. So, Hot Seat Cool Throne. Hank is not here. Memes is in his place. Memes. Take it away, Memes.
Put the camera on yourself, Memes.
It is.
Okay.
My cool throne is hockey fights.
Oh, you're starting with Cool Throne.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. It's Hot Seat
Okay.
Cool Throne is the name of the
All
segment.
right.
So,
Okay,
all right,
Memes. Off to a
Man,
good start.
Memes has probably listened to more Part of My Take than anybody on planet Earth, but it's different once you step into the box.
He just does it different.
Bright lights on you.
Goofy style. Your Cool Throne is hockey fights?
Hockey fights. So there was a massive hockey fight between Bruins fans and Coyotes fans. And somebody wound up getting their finger bitten off.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. PLL style.
That was an awesome fight.
Yeah, there were cops diving in the pile.
Yeah, that cop, if you didn't see it, go just Google it. It was basically a huge brawl, and then a cop decided instead of like, let me break this up, he just jumped on top of the pile and took out like 5 people with him.
It was sick,
Football
yeah.
guy.
I would like to just acknowledge the fact that there are Coyotes fans out there that care enough about hockey to get into a fight. That's pretty cool.
And also shout out to Coyotes fans who kind of won the fight with the lower ground, which is a very hard thing to do in a stadium. Mm-hmm. Not really a stadium, though. Whatever it is.
It's a college.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people keep fish hooking people that gets your finger bitten off every time.
Well, if you get the fish hook in correctly, it won't get bitten off.
I know, but no one's good at that nowadays.
Yeah, I there was my college roommates and I had a fish hook phase, and it ruined some trust in relationships.
I think
if you get a fish hook in, like, you can't get it out.
I kind of think that fish hooks should be allowed in fights because you're playing a dangerous game. If you miss the fish hook, yeah, your finger's getting bitten off.
But if you get it,
if you get
got
it,
'em.
you win.
You got him good.
And then my hot seat is Max.
Oh,
why's that?
He doesn't know ball?
He does know ball, and his comments are
Yeah,
bad.
we had a lot of people commenting on Max's lack of ball knowledge. Max, you were saying you got hammered in the DMs. People just coming at you left and right about not knowing ball.
Yeah, it was a bad look. It was a bad look for me not knowing ball, and it was a bad look for this podcast. And I would like to apologize to everyone, for thinking that you couldn't advance on a fumble.
Okay, so I mean, it was
It's funny when you say it out loud.
Yeah,
It's
probably
like,
the
how could
worst thing that could ever be done.
Yeah.
Compiled the pop quiz on the blog. Go ahead and check it out.
Okay, so check out the pop quiz. And then, Max, you said you had one person who DM'd you like a script to come back at us?
So I thought that's what it was because it was a list of – it was a essay full of 10 different stats on football. But then when I did a deep dive into it, it was just how the Eagles are the best team in the NFL.
So give it to
of all
us.
time.
Give us some.
The Eagles are on pace right now to have the highest sacks per game of any team in the last 20 years.
Wow, you know ball.
Yep. The Eagles are on pace for the most rushing touchdowns by a team in the Super Bowl era with 35 touchdowns.
Wow, that's ball.
Yep.
ball is life.
Jalen Hurts is on pace for the second most rushing touchdowns in a season by a quarterback, only getting beat out by Cam Newton.
I don't like that stat.
This is
if you say like on pace to have the second most, that's not that cool.
This is also just so funny because it's in the mind of a Philly fan where it's like we made fun of Max for not knowing ball. It's obviously very tongue-in-cheek because it was just a silly comment. And this Eagles fan was like, they think we don't know ball? Well, here's all these facts about the Eagles being awesome.
Go Birds.
Said.
This one's good for you, PFT. The second quarter will be the highest amount of points scored by any team in any quarter ever.
For the Birds.
For the Eagles.
For
so
their
you
season.
said that earlier.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
they fucking
They're the best.
dominate. You know what? This is terrible news for the Cowboys because I looked it up after the show. Dak Prescott leads the league in second quarter interceptions by far.
Oh, no.
He's like the worst. The Eagles are the best second quarter team.
Hammer the
Dak
Birds.
Prescott
Hammer the
stinks.
Birds. Yeah, Dak Prescott stinks.
Yeah.
I think part of your hatred towards Dak still stems from the fact that we had like 2 years where we would debate Carson Wentz versus Dak Prescott.
Yes.
Now you hate Carson Wentz, but you still hate Dak because of those debates.
I still think if Carson had the opportunity.
Oh,
he would
no,
have been
you don't
better
know
than
ball. You don't know ball. All that
no, Max is
goodwill,
right.
you're gone.
We just
Yeah.
we just reactivated
ball.
Yeah,
Carson
yeah.
Wentz. I agree.
No. All right. PFT, your hot seat cool throne.
Yeah, got a couple of them. My hot seat is chess boxing integrity. There's a scandal in the world of chess boxing, which is a uniquely Russian sport, I think, where it's just straight up you box for one round and then you play chess. And then you go back to boxing, then you play chess again, and you can win either by knockout or by checkmating your opponent.
Ooh.
It's tough because as you're playing chess, you take the breaks, you get hit in the head, then you get worse at chess as it goes along. So there's a big scandal going on over there. They had an event 2 nights ago, and in this scandal, it was between Andrea Botez, who came into this office and played speed chess against us, and her opponent. And Andrea Botez should have been awarded a technical knockout after the referee initiated the 4th standing count of the fight. And then the ref didn't know the rules. The ref didn't know boxing.
Oh, no.
And so they gave it to Dina Belenkaya. They gave her the win. And then afterwards they said, wait, we fucked up. They get to share the belt. That doesn't make much sense to me. I think they're trying to set up for a rematch down the line. But I want to go to one of these chess boxing events because it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like the best time ever. Like if we could incorporate chess boxing into Rough and Rowdy, I think that'd be cool to do like one time for one match at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, Billy,
I'm in.
Billy, you kept leaning over and touching the mic like you were about to say something.
Those Twitch streamers were the ones boxing?
Yeah, Andrea Botez
wow.
was doing it. Yeah, and Andrea Botez was by far the better boxer.
Badass.
There's just a few sports out there that you can tell that they're just Russian, like the slap thing, the slap competition.
Yeah, they're like, how can we make this more Russian? Let's just beat the fuck out of each other.
Have you seen telephone booth fights?
Dude,
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
telephone booth fights? How about the Russian mass boxing in the woods? Have you ever seen those where it's like 100 dudes versus 100 dudes?
Yeah,
those
the hooligan
rule.
fights.
Or they do team UFC too.
Yeah.
Step into the ring and then like it usually gets at the end of those fights it's always like 4 against 1 and it's just some guy on the ground just getting stomped out.
Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of this was going to be my cool throne, chucking knucks, but basically China and India had one of those over a border dispute.
That's
in
sick.
The, India-China border.
That's how it should be. No
it's
guns.
All
just
wars.
fists.
They
Just
literally-
wars in general
yeah.
should be like 100,000 people from each army squaring up on a beach.
Imagine just
Incredible.
sending like a bunch of Philly fans after like they lose the World Series.
Our
We'd win
Coyotes
every
fans?
war.
Yeah.
Fucking kill them.
That's you know what? We should update. If John Lennon was alive today, he'd do Imagine, but he'd just be like, imagine if instead of nuclear wars, we just fucking threw down.
Yeah.
Everyone gets home for dinner.
Chuck Nux.
My cool throne is criminals.
Oh.
Criminals are on the cool throne because there's a massive fire burning right now at the New York Police Department's evidence locker out in Brooklyn. Like the entire building's burning down right now. So that means that criminals are just going to be able to get off with everything. If you've committed a crime in New York where they need evidence for you, that evidence just got burned up today. El Chapo?
You
That's
probably
bad.
get so high smelling that smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
true.
some janky ass drugs
That's
probably.
true.
It's probably crack cocaine.
I'm looking at the picture right now. That's a big fire.
It looks pretty cool.
That's a fucking big ass fire.
Also, my other cool throw is Big Ben.
Is he back?
We talked about Big Ben on Monday's show, speculating that he would want to come back and play for the Steelers this year. On his podcast, He said that he's thought about coming back to play for the 49ers.
Oh, wow.
So he's volunteering his services.
That's something that Kyle,
the 49ers.
Kyle Shanahan did not ask
Kyle
for.
Shanahan is like, get the fuck out of here. Kyle Shanahan should preemptively block Big Ben's telephone.
I also want to play for the 49ers if we're doing unrealistic things.
Me too. That'd be great. I think I could fit in nicely. Like, you take Big Ben's skill set and you take what the 49ers are looking for. Besides the fact that he's tall, I don't think that there's anything about Big Ben that would lend the 49ers.
He literally wouldn't throw over the middle of the field.
Ever.
Yeah, that's all you need to do for the 49ers.
He would never go under center in a million years. Can you imagine how bad?
He wouldn't be able to. He would fall down trying to hand off to Christian McCaffrey.
I think that you could name a quarterback in the NFL right now, and they're probably better suited for the 49ers
Agreed.
than Big Ben is.
Yes.
Doesn't matter who you are.
Every single quarterback.
Now, that doesn't mean I wouldn't watch it.
No.
If he played
every second of
I
it.
would watch it many times over.
Big Ben would probably demand to wear a Steelers uniform while on the 49ers.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. All right, my hot seat is Chris Beard. Holy shit, that guy's a scumbag.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't really read too many of the details after the fact where he was accused of choking somebody repeatedly.
His fiance.
When I see choked repeatedly, at that point I move on from that person.
Yeah. I don't know what Texas will do. Have they announced, Jake? You're a big Chris Beard guy.
No, I'm not. They suspended him, I believe, indefinitely, and they had their associate take over last night. They beat Rice in overtime.
Yeah, I did take Rice plus 24. I felt like that was standing up for what's right, but also like your coach literally was in jail 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Probably not focused on the game.
So we'll see.
So are they going to fire him?
We'll see. It's a legal matter. I don't want to say something
He is good at coaching, PFT.
He is.
That's literally what, like the Board of Regents at Texas, that's what they're doing. They're sitting in a big meeting right now being like, well, we got to fire him. Domestic violence. He choked a woman. He's a bad person. And then some guy just like, boy, we're number 2 in the country.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Red McComb stands up in the back of the room. He's like, players still singing Eyes of Texas after the game, though.
A week ago today, I saw him at the Garden.
Oh, so you are a big fan
know
of his.
him.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you tell him?
That.
What was
that
lost
that game, too.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like between you and him?
Did not talk to him.
You give him a little, what's up?
Nope.
What do you say, Billy?
Does he ever lose a lot of close games?
What do you mean?
You're trying to make a choking joke,
Yeah.
Billy. It's very inappropriate.
Sorry. That's okay.
I will say, Big Cat, much like you took Rice plus 24,
yeah,
I'm dropping Texas from my power rankings.
Oh.
Entirely. So now it's just Illinois number 1.
Do they have us? I don't think Illinois is number 1 anymore.
In my power rankings.
Oh, in your power
lost to
rankings.
Penn
They just
State.
lost
Yeah,
to Penn
I don't
State.
care. I saw them
Virginia.
I saw them play Texas, and I put them number 1 in my power rankings. Now Texas is out.
Is Wisconsin in your bracket yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're top 25,
bracket.
buddy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing a bracket this year?
No, but that can just be the joke.
No, it's not a joke. I told you I want you to make a bracket and make sure they're in.
I'll do one eventually.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll be
Not
in.
before Selection Sunday.
Yes, before Selection Sunday.
Okay, they're in.
By the way, when I was watching that game between Illinois and Texas last week, shocked that Kofi Cockburn is not.
Yeah.
Coburn, yeah.
Yeah.
Coburn is not, and I call him Coffee Cockburn.
Yeah,
because
he's
of
not
McDonald's
anymore.
lawsuit.
He's not there anymore.
But shocked that he's not there, and he should be back in school. Like, you could probably make millions of dollars there. Instead, he's playing like in Japan, or in Taiwan or
I thought
something.
he was going to transfer, but I guess he just went that way instead.
It's tough because he's just so big.
Yeah.
And such a big presence, he should be back at Illinois.
Yes, he should. And then my cool throne is anyone who wants a PS5 for Christmas, because if you go to StellaBlueCoffee.com today, just today, and you buy any coffee, you could potentially get a golden mug. We're doing a golden mug. So you could open up a box and it could be a golden mug, and that means you get a PS5. And if you do the Stella Blue Coffee Club membership, you get 5 entries. Stella Blue Coffee, Stella Blue Coffee, Stella Blue Coffee. I love coffee. You know what I love more than coffee? Zoom out. Giving away PS5s. It's a joke on Twitter, but this time it's real. I'm giving away 5 PlayStation 5s to people who go on StellaBlueCoffee.com today and buy anything. If you buy coffee, you have a chance to win. If you sign up for Stella Blue Coffee Club, you have 5 chances to win. That's 5 entries to win a PlayStation 5. I'm giving all of these away. How are you going to know how you won? Oh, weird. What are you going to tell us, Dan? Oh, hey, hit me. Golden mug. Golden mug. You open up your Stella Blue Coffee package. If there's a golden mug in there, you have a PS5. That's how easy it is. Who doesn't like golden ticket, golden mug giveaways. That's incredible. Golden mug. So go to sellbluecoffee.com, buy anything you want, and you have a chance to possibly get the golden mug and a PS5. And if you sign up for Sell Blue Coffee Club, you have 5 chances. Do it today, just today. Come on. Thanks, Big Cat. Hashtag thanks, Big Cat. Giving away PS5s for the people. 5 of them. I can make someone's Christmas. Go right now, sellbluecoffee.com. I've always wanted to do a golden something. Golden ticket, golden mug. So I have 5 PS5s.
You know who would love that?
Saw him.
Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, he would. Hank,
Golden
you mean?
ticket,
yeah. Hank probably is going to try to rig this. I won't let Hank rig my golden mug promotion. That's a guarantee.
Read the fine print. Henry Lockwood not eligible.
Not eligible. But yeah, go to stellabluecoffee.com. You buy anything today, Wednesday, and you could potentially win a PS5. And they're very hard to get. They were like, I was in a meeting today. They're like, it was not easy to get them, but we got them all. And they actually have a Stella Blue Coffee skin on them, which is kind of cool. Billy, you also cannot win this.
Okay.
Actually, no, you can. You can.
No, if I start gaming again, I'm going to have no time.
Yeah, you can win it.
Billy's talking about gaming like
Billy wins the mug and then gets fired.
Like it's a heroin issue. Oh, if I fall back off that wagon.
My hot seat is Sam Bankman-Fried. He was officially arrested in the Bahamas.
You're in jail, bitch.
And so.
Do you know what? I was thinking about it earlier. Like, the worst part for him is, maybe not even the fact that he's going to jail, committed fraud, stole a bunch of people's money. It's the fact that, like, to the regular world, I count myself in that, where I'm not really into crypto, he just got exposed as being the biggest dork alive. Like, I saw a picture of him and I heard his voice and I was like, this guy's a fucking dork.
Yeah. So
like, he was kind of living undercover, where it's like he had all his Bitcoin bros and he was living in Bahamas, living the high life. And now that he's like crossed over to the normal people know who he is, they're like, dork.
Yeah, I also think the fact that people call him SBF,
yeah,
like it sounds way cooler. Like, now that I see Sam, he is a Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah,
he's not an SBF.
SBF also sounds like someone that Obama would drone strike.
Yeah, well, SBF sound exactly.
Yeah.
Like, he does sound like a dude with some shit to him.
Yeah.
Now, they're saying that he was doing a Twitter space yesterday, and I feel like everything I know about this guy comes from him doing a Twitter space. I'm not a lawyer. If I was a lawyer, I would imagine my first piece of advice to my clients would be like, just stay off Twitter Spaces for a while.
Well, that was
like,
the thing. He
don't broadcast everything.
He did like all these shows and live interviews where he basically, people were like, what happened? He'd be like, we kind of got confused with some stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's a dork. He lived in there's never been a person who's wasted the Bahamas more than him, because he went to the beach with his shirt on.
That's what I thought about him for when I was doing my initial research, but then I've been educated, and he was just having meth fueled orgies.
Yeah, he was,
time,
but still, he was
respect.
going to the beach with his shirt on.
Yeah, he does not look like a Bahamas guy. I did hear that he also lived right next door to Dan Snyder.
Oh,
so hopefully he gets caught up in some of this investigation.
I would assume so.
But just if you're under indictment or might be under indictment for something, just like don't do Twitter Spaces.
Yeah,
is that hard to do?
He's a dork.
Stay offline.
Yeah. All right, your cool throne?
My cool throne was chucking nucks, and in the environment, we have found this nuclear fission breakthrough where we might have unlimited energy.
Fusion? Are you talking about
fishing?
Fusion?
We're fishing for nuclear?
I think you're
fission.
We got a fishing?
Fission?
Fission.
Fission?
Fission.
Fission.
Yeah,
I think
fusion.
Are we
really,
fishing?
I think you're talking about nuclear fusion.
I think fusion and fission might be different.
They're different things. We've been doing nuclear fission.
I think
we've gone fishing.
When you said that, I thought we were like literally going out on like a boat and we were like trying to pull up some nuclear shit.
No, it's like fishing with dynamite, except you're dropping A-bombs in there.
I think it's fission. I think that's the proper. But
let's
I
just
know.
say fusion.
I think you're wrong. I think I'm pretty sure that we've been doing nuclear fission for a while.
Yeah.
Now we're doing nuclear
but
fusion.
now we have a big breakthrough.
This is fusion, though.
We brought in a 100-pounder.
Versus fusion. The difference between fusion and fission: fusion is where two light atomic nuclei. Okay, this is way too complicated.
Yeah,
I'm just going to Google nuclear fusion, and then I'm going to be like, "See, Billy, I'm right."
Okay.
Nuclear fusion. All the top stories. Scientists achieved nuclear fusion energy breakthrough 37 minutes ago.
Sweet.
Nuclear fishing. In the grand scheme of things, a fish killed by nuclear power stations pale into insignificance against the catch of the monstrous. Okay, so you can fish for nuclear fish. All right, Jake, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat's Harry Kane.
Yeah.
He couldn't make a PK under pressure, but the Syracuse men's soccer team did.
Mhm.
PKs in the national championship over Indiana last night.
Best way to decide a champion.
Wow.
It was a great strike too. It was pure class.
Yeah.
Wow.
Upper 90.
First national title.
Congrats, Jake.
Well in
Thanks.
for the
Wanted to give him
lad.
a shout out.
I know you're
Yeah.
huge because you're Syracuse soccer,
Yep.
Syracuse football,
Syracuse Gators. Yeah.
yeah, and Texas basketball.
Nope.
Those are your teams.
Never been to Austin.
Okay,
Yeah.
your cool throne.
My cool throne is the wild meter. Buckle up.
Oh no!
I have a story to tell.
All right, hold on. Wait, let me get up and then I'm gonna sit down.
Okay.
All right, I'm sitting.
Okay. Here we go. In 2002, LeBron James was in high school, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Checks out.
He had a nationally televised game against Oak Hill,
Okay.
Carmelo Anthony's alma mater.
Oak Hill
Okay.
Academy.
Okay.
Oak Hill Academy.
Yeah, please.
On December 12th, 2002, LeBron had a dunk off a steal in the first quarter. He had 7 first quarter points on ESPN2.
Wow.
December 12th, 2002.
Okay.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
December 12th, 2022, on ESPN2. Same channel, exactly 20 years to the day. Bronny James threw
Wait,
down a dunk.
is Bronny James related to LeBron?
He is his son.
Okay. All right.
He threw down a dunk off a steal against, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Kian Anthony, Carmelo's son, to give his team 7 first quarter points on ESPN2.
What?
Wow.
That
Same
is
channel,
wild.
Holy
same
shit.
day,
Simulation.
That's
same
that
type of dunk.
nuclear fission
Oh my
broke
God.
the atmosphere.
That is wild.
Against
that is wild.
Carmelo's son.
That is wild.
Yeah. Like,
Wild.
You think
Nothing to say but
look
wild.
at this. Look at this.
You think Carmelo's son's going to go to Syracuse?
All right,
He
so
might
this
have
is
got the
wait. So
offer.
this is LeBron.
LeBron and his son dunking on the same spot on the
Side
court
by
20
side.
years later.
At the basket?
Wow.
At the basket? Yeah, same spot.
Wow.
No,
That's
right
wild.
Side,
Yeah,
right side
they
dunk.
dunked. There's a net
Yeah.
there and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same
That's
channel,
crazy.
same day,
Yeah.
20 years. Come
That's
on.
crazy. Both
That is
in
that is
Akron?
wild, Jake.
No.
Oh.
Because
Same
Carmelo's
spot on the court.
Carmelo's son
Same spot of the court,
plays
right
on
under
the
the
New York team. Yeah, but you could dunk it from the left side or from
Yeah.
the middle.
That's
That
true.
is wild.
That's
Right
wild.
block.
Yeah,
Right
that's
block.
wild.
That's wild. That is a true wild. That 20 years to the day.
That makes me.
That's fucking crazy.
That's also a want to feel old.
Yeah. It's a want to feel old, and we live in a simulation.
Yeah.
All those things wrapped up into one. Okay, that was great, Jake. Wild.
Thank you. Great
Wild
story.
indeed.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our interviews. We got Taylor Decker, awesome interview, AWL.
Do you think LeBron James watching that is like, please keep Delonte Westchild away from my son?
Yeah. The we so yeah, we got Taylor Decker, Will Levis, and we're brought to you by our friends at Shopify. Forget the off-season work. Shopify makes it simple to sell to anyone from anywhere, whether you're selling warm-ups or wall hangers. It's time to start selling with Shopify and join the platform simplifying commerce for millions of businesses worldwide. With Shopify, you'll customize your online stores to your brand, discover new customers, and build the relationships that create diehard fans. Shopify fields all the sales channels to grow a winning business, from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform, even across social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And thanks to 24/7 support and free on-demand business courses, Shopify is on your team every step of the way. When you're ready to take your winning idea to the world, team up with Shopify, the commerce platform powering millions of businesses down the street and around the globe. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/take, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/take to start selling online today. Shopify.com/take. Check them out. We're also brought to you by NHTSA, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Did you know that driving high is considered driving under the influence? That's right. Driving under the influence of marijuana is against the law in every state, even in states where marijuana is legal. That means driving high could get you a DUI. And if you think law enforcement officers can't tell when you're driving high, you're wrong. Your friends can tell. Your coworkers can tell. Even your parents can tell. Everyone can tell. So what makes you think that law enforcement officers don't know while you're driving high? Driving under the influence of marijuana can slow your response time and change how you perceive time and speed. So even if you think you're fine to drive when you're high, you're not, because the bottom line is, if you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is different, is driving under the influence. Also, it's the holiday time. A lot of people out there drinking. Please be safe. Please make sure that you're calling an Uber. There's no reason ever to get behind the wheel of a car when you have had a few drinks, or if anyone you know has had a few drinks. Don't even be like, hey, well, they're driving, I'm not. No, it's putting your life at risk, it's putting other people's lives at risk. So remember, drive high, get a DUI, paid for NHTSA, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. And please, please be safe this holiday season. Okay, here he is, Taylor Decker. All right, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is Taylor Decker from the Detroit Lions. Little backstory. You weren't on our radar, and then we got a text saying you're a huge AWL. The Lions are hot. We're like, fuck yeah, let's have them on. So let's start with the Lions being hot. Like we spent Sunday night talking about how the Lions are legitimately good. I know you've talked about it. SOL, same old Lions, gets talked about a lot in Detroit. Are you guys legitimately a good team?
I would say right now, yeah, man. I mean, we are rolling right now. We got that little lightning in a bottle. And man, I said it a couple weeks ago after the Thanksgiving loss, actually, that like, man, this isn't the same old team right now. And my DMs got lit up about that. People were sick about me saying that. They're like, oh, you're full of shit. You don't know. But I'm like, man, like we're different, man. We're rolling. And Dan Campbell, I know you guys love Dan.
Yep.
I mean, he was saying it all year, man. We were in like 1-score games and we were close in a lot of games and we were just like right there. And I don't know, we just figured it out recently, and man, it's sweet, man.
Yeah.
Stadium's on fire.
You said it. You guys are rolling right now. I would agree with that 100%. And after those, you've had a number of close losses this year, and we kind of joke around. We said on Monday's show, like, what's your favorite Lions win of the season? Mine was the 3-point loss against the Eagles. Big Cats was a 3-point loss against the Bills. There's a small element of truth to that, though. Like, you guys are playing legitimate Super Bowl contenders, and you're within like 1 or 2 plays of beating them on a pretty consistent basis.
Yeah.
What has the message been after those games to make you really believe like this is not a fluke, we're good, as opposed to being like, oh no, like we always find a way to lose those close ones?
I think Dan has been pretty consistent with his message the entire time, the entire season, even dating back to last year. We'd be in some close games and we just wouldn't be able to finish it out. And I think it just becomes a maturity thing because, like, we are a super young team. Like, I'm the longest tenured guy by like 2 or 3 years, and I'm only in my 7th year. And it was just like, man, we just got to figure out a way to win and like go out there and like just play confident, man. Just like, don't be scared of nobody. Like, you're out here for a reason. You're on this team for a reason. So just making those plays at the end of the game has been huge, because you look at the Minnesota game this past week.
Yeah.
We should have closed out the game the first time.
Yeah.
And, come on.
So we always like to play the game of like, okay, there's the best player on the team, and then there's the most important player on the team. We all know that Jack Fox is the best player on the Lions. So who would you say is the most important player on the Lions?
Oh, man. You put me in a bind here, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I would say right now, our quarterback is on fire, man.
Yeah.
He is killing it right now. And you need a good offensive line for that, man. So I think I play an important position, but man, our O-line's been good, our defense has been good, but I think our quarterback has been on fire right now.
Yeah,
he has, and he's a good friend of ours. Have you noticed like a change in the huddle with Jared? And he's playing probably the best ball of his career. Has there been like a moment where you're like, oh, things have started to click, and the confidence or whatever it may be, the way he's commanding the offense, has there been that moment this year where it kind of turned?
From a big guy's perspective, looking at it over like the past 6 weeks, his pocket presence and his confidence in the pocket to just sit in there and trust the protection has been like really, really good. And if we know where he's at, we can block for him. We're a talented enough group. And then he's just making those plays, man. He's making some tight window throws. We got some receivers snagging some crazy catches. And I think that's the biggest thing from my perspective has been him in the pocket. He's been awesome in the pocket, especially with some of the rush groups we've been facing.
So you mentioned the Vikings game and closing that game out. Obviously, the big pass to Penei Sewell, which was awesome. When you're drawing that up in practice, did you advocate for yourself? Were you like, Coach Campbell, I've caught 2 touchdown passes. Like, why am I not the guy getting this pass? Were you kind of pissed? Like, that should have been you.
I wish. I would. So we've been running routes in practice for like 4 or 5 weeks. I think they've been kind of tuning it up. The whole O-line runs pat and go where we just like run deep balls and catch them. And I think we've been doing that so we can get some catches, and then the media doesn't think anything's going on. And then that play to Panay was supposed to be in the red zone for a touchdown, but we needed just a first down in the middle of the field. And I was like, shit, man, I think if I get 3, I'm like maybe leading active players and touchdowns for Lyman. I'm like, come on, man, get me Canton or something.
Yeah. I mean, it was an awesome play. Yeah, it was an awesome play. And when you're in the huddle with it, is there like he calls that play, does everyone's eyes light up? Like, all right, here we go. Like, this is going to be sick.
Well, it was set up the play before. We had Panay report as an eligible tight end and just going a flock motion to kick out the D end on a run. So we were kind of setting it up the whole game, running jumbo tight ends and stuff like that. And then we call that play, and obviously the first down, he slaps the dude after the play. And then, I mean, it was his son was at the game. So he just had a baby not too long ago, and that was the first game his son was at. So, I mean, super cool for him. So
yeah.
I was happy for him. He's my guy.
That's a sign of maturity on your part, like aging into being comfortable with being the number 2 receiver option on the offensive line at this point. You're like taking him under your wing.
I mean, I think my points per reception is like insane right now, though. I think I'm like two catches, 2 touchdowns, like 8-yard average. Or
the most efficient wide receiver of all time in the NFL. Yeah,
possession receiver.
Yeah. So speaking of Jared, what are his gifts like to the offensive line? What's like when it comes time for Christmas or the end of the season? Does he get you guys like Yeti coolers, or is he like a PlayStation guy? What does that look like?
I think this year it's going to be kind of like a gift suite, and I've heard some of the gifts are going to be pretty top notch, and I get to pick first. So I think one of them this year, I think there's an ATV in it this year.
Oh, that's awesome!
And then it kind of goes down from there. And then last year I asked for I'm a whiskey guy. I asked him to get some Pappy Van Winkle because I can't ever find it. Of course he can find it. He's a quarterback, so he got us some Pappy like 23 or something like that, which is not easy to find.
Yeah.
So I got that at my house for special occasions and stuff like that. He got us like bunch of cigars and like personalized stuff with the Pappy, and I was pumped about that because I requested it. So
that's a
sick.
great present. Great dude.
You gotta pop that open when you guys win a playoff game this year.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, Taylor, the best part about you reaching out and coming on and we knowing that you're an AWL is we can ask you the tough questions. So, when you were at Ohio State, did Urban Meyer ever put his finger up your butt?
Consensually, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like you signed a contract by requesting to come on, knowing that we're going to ask you Urban Meyer questions because you know the show and you know how we talk about Urban. So
that was in the fine print. Yeah, I saw that.
My other follow-up question was I read an article about how in when you were at the Combine, you wore sleeves because you didn't want to get asked about your tattoos. Was that because you got your tattoos for free at Ohio State, or like why didn't you want to be asked about your tattoos?
Just discounted and only sold a couple things to get them. So it was like a holiday discount or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had the tattoos out. Big white guy with tattoos. It's a good look. That's why you get them.
Yeah.
If I wasn't playing football, I couldn't have all these tattoos. So.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Do you have a tattoo that you were like trying to hide that you thought might be problematic?
No. I mean, I'll tell you what, the Lions fans up here, while they do love me, they hate my Block O tattoo because they can see it in my uniform and they're like, oh, God damn it, the Decker guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in enemy territory up there.
Have you been a little the last 2 years haven't gone Ohio State's way. You are a tough guy. I think you like won, what was the award at Ohio State, like the Iron Buckeye or something? Like you won all like the toughest guy things. Have you talked to anyone in the program being like, yo, why are we playing like a 7-on-7 team? Like we gotta get tougher because Michigan's they've shoved it down your throat bad.
Yeah, they've been playing a physical brand of football. Oddly enough, I don't really know anybody at Ohio State anymore. Like a lot of the coaches are gone that was there, and obviously, this many years into my NFL career, like I don't know any players there. Like I don't really know anybody there anymore. So I mean, that's just kind of the nature of it. There's a big turnaround and stuff like that. But
that's the problem. We got to get you back in the program to get some toughness back.
You gotta get them homebred Ohio boys back in there. That's what you need.
Yeah. So, real question about Urban Meyer. You know, the guy is separate from the coach, incredible coach. What was it about him, like, in terms of preparation or whatever it may be, that made him so great? And also, speaking of the Ohio State Michigan thing, like, made your teams want to beat the ever living crap out of Michigan, because that's really what feels like it's lacking right now. It's like it doesn't feel like that urgency of we have to crush Michigan. What was Urban Meyer able to do to get that in that team?
I mean, I think first and foremost, recruiting's huge in college. We know that. Like, he was a phenomenal recruiter. I remember on my recruiting visit at the time, I was committed to Notre Dame because Ohio State hadn't offered me. And I went on my visit there, and he basically just like put all the rings on my fingers and stuff, and was like, "There's my pitch.
There's
like,
a tattoo. There's a tattoo. There's a tattoo."
Yeah, and some big ones too, some significant tattoos.
Did he let you smell the rings?
So big time recruiter, and then like on top of that, you go there and you're talented, but they would develop the talent. Our coaching staff was really good, and they were like fanatical about like trying to get guys better and improve in every single way possible. And like, I came from a small high school, so when I got there, I was like, oh like we're damn near professional athletes right now. Like, this is crazy. So the recruiting and just every single day we were trying to get better, and we were going to go out there and we were going to try and dominate teams. Like, it's not just, oh, we're going to go try and win. And I mean, we were good. We were really good when I was in school.
Yeah, you should probably thank me for the Big Ten championship game, whatever year, 2015, when Ohio State needed to get into the playoff, and Wisconsin did, a solid one for the Big Ten and laid down and lost 59-0. That was a rig job. You know that. You were on the field. You knew.
Thank you for your service.
You knew. You were like, you probably were talking to the guys across the way, like, hey, you know the deal here. Like, we got to win by a lot. You're welcome. You're welcome for that one.
Yeah, you were a martyr for that one, so I appreciate that. You got me that national championship ring.
Yes.
It's probably a good thing you didn't go to Notre Dame, too, because people would have just thought that you were a Golic.
Yeah.
You give off, like, real strong Golic vibes.
Generic white guy.
Yeah. With
You
the
got
beard.
the beard, the tattoos.
The long-lost Golic.
Yeah, they probably would have invited you onto their podcast. Be like, no one will ever know that you're not in the family.
So
yeah, I haven't got that invite yet.
Yeah, so you're when Joe Burrow was at Ohio State, did you know that he was the dude, even though he was just a freshman? Could you tell?
He was just a freshman when I was there. As far as like reps on the field, he didn't get a ton while I was there, just because there's just so much competition at every position. So didn't get a ton, but in the weight room, Mickey Marotti loved the guy. And any NFL executive, anything like that, like if Mick will give his seal of approval on a guy, like, that's saying a lot. And you kind of have to graduate to be in his lifting group, because there's so many strength coaches and you go with a specific coach. So Mick loved that guy. So, I mean, that's kind of like, I guess, an early tell in hindsight that he was a guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One thing that you guys have, you've had a lot of injury luck this year, where the offensive line in the past for the Lions, you've had to like stitch things together on the season. You haven't played as a unit in this many games as you have this year. It seems like it's been pretty consistent. I'm always curious, because we talk to like running backs, and we talk to them about like the art of falling and how to fall correctly to like minimize, whether or not you're going to get injured. Is there anything that goes into playing offensive line besides just kind of luck that keeps you healthy over the course of a season?
I mean, a lot of it is just freak things. Like last year, I broke my finger. It got caught in a penny, and the dude just spun it and it just snapped my finger. Like, it was just dumb luck. I mean, we don't wear pennies anymore hardly, so I mean, I guess that helps. But yeah, you just have some freak things, and like, you're hitting people every play, 60, 70 plays, and then in practice, like, offensive linemen obviously play every single play, and you're playing against some big freak athletes on the D line. So some of it's luck, and then I think a lot of it is just like how you take care of your body. Like, that becomes a full-time job. And like, as I've gotten older, I've had to like prioritize like sleep, supplementation, just soft tissue stuff, IVs, like whatever I possibly can. And then like in the off season, where I train, they're very adamant about like kind of prehab stuff. Like, let's do things that's going to help you move better. Just so you're not injury prone, you're not stiff, like your hips are stiff, and that's going to affect your back or your ankles and stuff like that. So it's kind of trial and error for everybody. And then I don't know. There's some luck that goes into it, I think.
I like that term prehab.
Yeah,
and
I need some prehab.
It sounds like, I think we all do. I think you work out with Amon-Ra St. Brown, and his family is known for their workout routines. Is he like a beast in the weight room like his dad is? Because we saw him on Hard Knocks. And it just seems like we joke around with the whole, like, that dude's built different. I think he actually is built different because his dad, like, grew him in a lab to become a football player when he grew up.
Yeah, man, you look at him, like, he is stacked up. Like, he is ripped. He's got veins, muscles everywhere. Not every receiver looks like that. You know, obviously all the receivers are pretty lean, but, like, he's built pretty good. And we ask him to block a ton, and he'll go in there and just, like, saw a linebacker's head off, and he doesn't even think twice about it. Like, he's impressive, especially as a young player coming in and doing what he's done in these first 2 years. Like, he's a freak.
So talking about body types, you were on Hard Knocks this year, and one of the funniest quotes was you were talking about your entire wardrobe that you have of clothes that don't fit that you're going to wear someday. How big is that wardrobe? And also, like, have you thought in your head how much weight you actually will be able to lose and how quickly you'll be able to lose it?
I would say I have a pretty extensive wardrobe of kind of hot guy things that I'm looking forward to being able to wear that they just don't sell in big guy sizes. Like right now, I'm wearing a 4X tall Carhartt shirt that's way too big. Like, I like big shirts.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I got this like leather biker jacket that I don't fit in, and I want to fit in it so bad. Like, it looks so cool.
You see it, you like look at it in the closet, and you're like, someday that we're gonna be doing this.
I have it, man, and it's just sitting in there. I never wear it. I got some jeans that are too tight that I don't wear. I got all these like just kind of like plain shirts that they're just like, I don't know, white t-shirt, and it's just like, man, it just doesn't fit. Like, I just look like a bag of milk in this thing, and I need to weigh like 250 to fit in this thing. So I'm hoping, my goal is to be like 260, 250, 260, and I think I'm gonna try and lose it pretty quick. I'm gonna go off of social media, and then the next time you see me, I'm gonna look ripped up once I'm done playing, hopefully.
I like that. It's like a
we'll
vision.
See, man. My wife's a chef, so it might not happen.
Yeah, it's
like a vision board for your body. It's like I'm gonna visualize myself wearing these leather pants one day, and eventually it'll happen. What's your diet like right now in order to keep that weight on during the season?
Man, I just eat anything and everything. I'm typically fairly like light, like in regards to like my weight range. So I'm just eating constantly. Like I said, my wife's she's a chef, and her mom's here right now helping with our baby. So her mom's a really good cook too. So I'm just eating anything and everything I can. Like, her whole thing is just like quality ingredients. Like, we're not going to be putting seed oils and stuff like that. We're going to buy everything organic. And then I eat stuff that I like. It's just good ingredients, and I just eat a lot of it. So like this morning I had biscuits and gravy, and it was awesome. And just whatever I can to keep the weight on, man.
We're going to get back to Taylor Decker in a second. Before we do, he's brought to you by CrossCountry Mortgage. Marry the home, date the rate, and divorce the rent. CrossCountry Mortgage listens. They understand. They communicate throughout the entire loan process. They provide more loan options tailored to your financial capabilities. They have innovative technology that focuses on what's important to fulfill your loan needs. They have faster closing times than the competition, stable monthly payments, and low to no down payments. Access your equity to use for larger expenses, from debt consolidation to home renovations. I'm going to be purchasing a home shortly on the Chicago move. I sure hope that I'm going to be using CrossCountry Mortgage. I've actually talked to them. They do have fast closing times. That's important to me. And their monthly payments and low to no down payment flexibility is very important. I love CrossCountry Mortgage. They've helped out a bunch of AWLs. They're going to be helping us out. See if you qualify today. Visit ccm.com/barstool now. CrossCountry Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval. NMLS Consumer Access. .org. And now here's more Taylor Decker.
Yeah, by the way, you congratulations on the baby. You the baby bump happened for the Lions. I don't know if you specifically can feel you're playing better, but you had your first child in the late October, and you guys have been ripping off wins ever since.
It's a dad strength, man. Yeah, we've had DJ Chark had a baby. I had one a couple weeks after Panay had one. Big V just had one. Matt Nelson's gonna have one in January. And I'm gonna credit all this to I had all the boys for my wedding in February, and I think there was some consummation of they were respecting my wedding and consummating it.
It was a good party.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great that you could be just that baby's from my wedding, that baby's from my wedding.
Your DJ had an awesome playlist going on. He was playing Pony on the dance floor. Everybody was ovulating.
Yes.
All right, so who's the toughest guy to block in the NFL right now for you?
Man.
And I have a follow-up question, but I want to hear your answer first.
I think both the Bosas are really good. I've actually personally not played them. I played Joey in college every day, basically. Chandler Jones. I mean, I know he's been doing it for a long time, super high level. Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn, he's only lined up on the left side, but it seems like everywhere he goes, he's a handful because he's going to rush the passer every play. Everson Griffin. Especially early in my career, man, he was a handful. I mean, there's just every team's got guys. Yeah. Every single team got guys.
So follow-up with Khalil Mack, I was just seeing when we've talked about you, and there was a blog from 2020 when Khalil Mack just absolutely fucking demolished you, and it was deleted from the internet. Did you get it deleted from the internet? Are you like LeBron that you're trying to get your videos deleted?
You got to check the tape.
Oh, I saw it. He threw you into Stafford's lap.
Frank Ragnow, God rest his soul. I love that guy. He stepped on my foot, so my foot was so
I don't know. All right, I'm going to show the tape to PFT, and he can decide.
I'm going to be the judge. I grind film.
Khalil Mack just fucking bullied you.
Oh man,
he bullied.
Oh
you.
man, that's.
And then you got.
I understand why
internet.
you would get that erased. Yeah, you called up Al Gore. You were like, "Get this off."
Yeah, you got to make some phone calls.
He bullied you.
Thanks for that, guys. I appreciate the pub.
That is tough though, because with offensive line play, we don't know what we're talking about when we watch offensive linemen. Sometimes if somebody falls down, we're like, "Oh, that's that guy's fault for doing it." But there's a lot that goes into it. Is there anything any analyst out there that you think, okay, this dude actually is one to listen to when it comes to talking about offensive line play?
Good question.
Yeah, great question.
Thank you.
I think you just look at any analyst that's played offensive line, really. I mean, because every other position has their stats and things that you can go off of. Receptions, touchdowns, completion percentage, sacks, tackles, interceptions, whatever. And offensive linemen, really the only stat that people look at for them is sacks, and that's about it. And then everything else is team stats. So I think if it's a guy that's played, I think he's great to listen to. Like us here in Detroit right now, TJ does a lot of stuff for us, and he played, so he gets it. And there's guys on some of those bigger broadcasts that played. I know Joe Thomas is on there now, and I think I've seen Andrew Whitworth doing some stuff now. So I think guys that played the position. Because it's a unique position. It's not the sexy position, but they understand it.
Yeah. We need to figure out a stat for offensive linemen, like a positive stat. Because you're right. Every other position does have something where you can be like, oh, this dude leads the league in X, Y, Z, whatever it is. But there's nothing it's hard to count pancakes for offensive linemen because there's just so much that goes into a play. Some guy might be chipping. You might have help. We need to figure out that stat.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance, man. There's just a ton of nuance because oh, did this guy get pancaked, or did somebody trip, or was he supposed to block that guy, or was somebody else supposed to block that guy? Was the play called the wrong way? Was the quarterback at the depth of the pocket? I was talking about, Jared's been great in the pocket. Was the coverage good? There's just so much that goes into it. So, I mean, it's kind of our stats are team stats, basically.
We should figure out a way to keep track of number of holds that you get away with. To me, that feels like the best stat possible for an offensive lineman.
Oh, I got to be top in the league and getting away with false starts. I got to be.
Oh, really? How do you get away with those? You're just Are you
If you
slow?
false start on every play, they can't call it on every play.
That's a fact.
That's a good point.
They're just like, no, that's just how.
Easy.
That's when they just think that's when the ball got snapped is just off of you.
100%. When we're on the road and we go off head bob, I'm dancing on the line about every single snap.
That's
but they can't call it every play.
So the refs think that you're just like that fast. That
Yeah.
you go off. You're like even faster than the second the ball starts to move. They're like, that guy's all over it.
Yeah, now that I said that, I'm probably gonna get like 6 false starts. This
Oh,
next week.
man.
Play away. So.
That would suck. What if you're ranking toughest things to block against? So this is obviously the best ones have all 3, but like, what is the toughest thing to block against? Speed, strength, or bendability?
I would say number one thing would, if they're good at timing the snap, would be speed.
Okay.
Snap timing is everything. That's why I try to get off on the snap. Like, that's my number one advantage, I think, is getting off on the snap well. And then bendability. Like we got a young dude right now who I've been blocking him in practice all year, James Houston, and he's been on a tear lately. And man, his bend is crazy. And some guys just have it. Like, they can just bend. They got those Gumby ankles and can just bend the edge. And I was like, man, why isn't this guy playing? Like, he should be playing. Like, because there'd be, once or twice a week where he'd hit a move on me, and it was a real move, and he really got me. So, it's speed if you can time the snap really well, and then bendability 100%.
So strength, like, you can block for strength. Everyone can block for strength in the NFL, you're saying. It's when you get the combo of the other 2 things.
Yeah, I mean, strength is good to have a blend with it. But I would say a lot of offensive linemen, if it's up to them, they would just eat bull rushes all day.
Yeah.
Because if you just run into me and then it's just just wrestling the grizzly bear, I mean, it's not easy to do, but if you know a guy's a power guy, you know what to expect.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of sit in the bull rush.
That's a good answer.
How hard is it at the end of a game or at the end of a half when you get a big chunk of yards and you guys have to sprint down the field and then get immediately into your stance to spike the ball to kick a field goal?
Oh, it's the worst. And the quarterback will be freaking out, yelling clock, 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 and his voice is cracking. And man, that's the longest you're gonna run. Because if I'm running more than 10 yards, like, either something really good happened or something bad happened. So yeah, I don't like that. That's not my favorite.
Similar to that, and I love asking this question, is there a number play in a play drive where you can feel like the defense is like they're gassed, they're quitting? Like, is it like if a drive gets to 8, 9, 10, like, is there a spot that it's like, yeah, this is, if we get to this point, like, we'll just keep leaning on them, and then they can't do anything?
I think right when you get around like 6, 7 plays, if you get a first down and you're grinding some runs on them, and if the same D line is on the field, because they have to chase the ball every play,
right? Like,
they have to run after the ball every play. I think they start getting worn down, especially if you can keep them on the field. I mean, long play drives, I mean, they suck as an offensive player, but I think they're way harder on the defense. So I think once you start to get to 6, 7, if you keep rolling and you get like, we've had drives that have been 18, 19 play drives for a touchdown, and that's brutal on a defense.
Yeah.
So
I think I asked Nick Mangold that, and his answer was, it's not even the plays, it's when you get to the 40. When you get to the 40, it's like that's when the defense starts to be like, oh, fuck. Like, if you're saying like a regular drive starts at the 20 off kickoff or 25, whatever, like, that's when it starts to be, oh, man, like, we're really getting punished here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, because at that point, you're either going to be getting in distance for a field goal, you're going to be able to flip the field, or you're going to score a touchdown. So, yeah, because field position's like huge, and obviously football. So, I mean, yeah, because at that point, they got to make a play. They need to get a stop right there on the 40, or they need to get a sack to knock us out of field goal range or whatever it may be. So, I would agree with that answer. Yeah.
We saw at the start of the season your coach, Dan Campbell, who we love, setting the tone, being like, okay, this season we're going to base this on a Metallica song, No Leaf Clover. The soothing light at the end of the tunnel might be a freight train coming your way. Has he stuck with that Metallica song, or does he like switch it up week to week? Is there like a hard rock, heavy metal song of the week that he bases that week's theme off of? Or are we still staying with that one?
I wish there was a song week to week, but I mean, he's pretty consistent. He's pretty consistent with that. He does like his heavy metal songs. He's talked about some Tool songs and stuff, and in team meetings and stuff like that. But I would say that message is pretty consistent. Like right now, we're in basically a 1-game season every week because we kind of dug ourselves into the hole that we got in, and we've been trying to slowly climb our way out of it the past 6 weeks. So, yeah, I say he's pretty consistent with that.
How often does he cry?
He's emotionally invested in us. I'll say that. And you got to love that, man. Because I mean, I've had games. I remember after our first win last year against Minnesota, it was like, man, this year's. I cried walking off the field just because I'm like, you just invest so much into this, like your time away from your family. Like now I have a child and I'm spending time away from them, like time away from friends, whatever it may be. You sacrifice so much, and so it means a lot to you. So yeah, I mean, he is emotionally invested in it, and you can tell that he wishes he could still be out there playing with us, as do a lot of our coaches. Like Deuce Staley is intense, man, and you love it. You love it as a player.
Yeah. I mean, we saw him. Dan was doing up downs at the start of training camp this year. Is he still working out with you guys?
I'm sure he works out pretty early in the day, but I mean, he looks good, man. He looks good. I think he wears some tighter shirts on purpose. That's going to be me when I retire. You got the delts, the shoulders. He looks good, man.
He does. All right, so I have one last question. It's a Roback question, rhoback.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers. The joggers are phenomenal. 20% off, roback.com. Use promo code TAKE. This has been awesome, Taylor. We really appreciate it. The last question I have is Urban Meyer, Sad Pizza. You were on the team. The Sad Pizza happened. What was the locker room talking about after? Where they're like, "Oh man, should we buy Coach like a get well soon card? Should we give him a hug? Like, man, he can't be eating this sad pizza in a golf cart." Like, what was the response to the sad pizza, which is one of my favorite pictures of all time?
I think we were all having sad pizza, man.
No, but he was having the saddest pizza. No, come on, his pizza.
Man. He when we would lose, the few times we would lose, man, it would shake him to his core, man. Like he would be walking around and you could tell he was just like in another space. Like he hated losing so much, like walking around the building. And us as players is like, man, we gotta pull him out of it because like we got a game this week. Like we gotta go play again. So I mean, he was just like an ultimate. Like, he just loved winning so much, and it would just shake him to his core because he'd be different around the building, 100%.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we're rooting for you, man. We are.
Hey, I got one more thing for you guys.
Yeah.
Frank Ragnow wanted you to ask me about appendicitis.
Tell me about your appendicitis. That was my next question. Also, the Roback question. I'm wearing their joggers right now. This question is presented by Roback. Tell me about the appendicitis.
And wait, Frank is on the Broncos now, right?
No, that's Graham Glasgow.
Graham Glasgow. That's right. Yeah, Graham Glasgow.
Guy.
We saw Graham at training camp out in Denver.
But your appendicitis. I was actually very curious to hear about that.
Yeah, thanks. Great question. I'm glad Frank was able to get to you on that. I've been telling Frank to leak this to the media for years, and he never did it. So he said he was going to tell you guys to ask me about it. So shout out to Frank for telling you guys.
Yeah. I had it in my notes. Frank Ragnow's appendicitis.
I did.
Please talk about it.
I actually asked you about it, but it was earlier and we were accidentally on mute, so you didn't hear it.
Yeah. Because I've been thinking, like, every time I watch the Lions, I'm like, did Frank have appendicitis?
Unfortunately, Frank did not have appendicitis. All right. I'm going to take you on a little story. Okay. So in 2020, at the end of training camp, I had just signed my contract extension. We were playing the Bears week 1, and the Friday before the game, I woke up in the middle of the night, sweating, shivering. My stomach hurt so bad. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, am I constipated? Like, did I have too much Jets pizza? So I just felt terrible, man. I was just sweating, going crazy, like shivering. I was just sitting in the shower. And then I was like, I can't tell anybody about this. I just signed a contract extension. Like, I have to play. Like, I got to play. So I just like dealt with it, played in the game on Sunday, and then I told the team Wednesday, I'm like, hey, I don't feel good. Like something's going on with my stomach or my side or something like that. So they had me go get like a CAT scan or something like that, and they're like, oh yeah, you have appendicitis. Like you've had it for a week. Like you should have told us this sooner.
Jesus.
And then I was like, well, I can't not play. Like I just signed a contract extension. Like I can't be the guy that signs a contract and not play. So they put me on antibiotics that, like, I basically had appendicitis for the first month of the season, and the antibiotics made it go away. It was kind of crazy.
Wait, do you still have your appendix?
Yeah, I didn't get it taken out. I just took antibiotics.
You just willed your way out of appendicitis?
I thought I was constipated, and I was like, I can't tell I just like, what is going on? Like my stomach's killing me.
Hey, wait, what season
you shat out your appendix?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. 2020.
Oh, wait, so was this when Khalil Mack bullied you?
No.
Oh, he bullied you later in the year.
No. This was that was like 2 years before. That was
he bullied you in 2020. That's so it might have been. Oh, he bullied you a lot, so that's fine. But he might have bullied a man who had appendicitis.
Is it possible? Is it possible for you to get it again, or is your appendix like fully healed because you got through it?
No, if I get it again, I have to get it taken out. That's basically what I was told.
So you're just living. You're a ticking time bomb.
You got that dog in you.
Yeah, man, just built different.
That's crazy.
This is what it is.
That's insane that we were able to that our journalist instinct was able to bring this up and find out about this.
To all the listeners out there, if you have appendicitis, you should probably go to a hospital though and get your appendix taken out.
No, I disagree.
You don't?
Antibiotics and keep playing.
You should play. You have two options. Yeah. One, you either start against the Chicago Bears
and get bullied by Khalil Mack,
or two, you get your appendix out. It's one or the other.
Man, we got the Bears number recently, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, they stink. Now. Yeah, okay, cool. They stink. Yeah. That's not cool. Yeah, I mean, cool. They stink.
You said it.
Yeah, no, I know they stink. They stink. I wish there was antibiotics for the Bears. They stink.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
If I could give you a hug, I would.
But yeah, so appendicitis, you played with it. What a beast. What a beast.
You beat evolution.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it took Frank like 3 years to get this out, but I'm glad he finally did. So
yeah.
I'm going to say it, like hearing this story, I think now you're a Hall of Famer because you can't really tell the story of football without the story of Taylor Decker's appendicitis.
It's true.
Gold jacket incoming.
Oh, man. Well, Taylor, thank you, man. We are rooting for you.
We
appreciate you coming on, man. And
if it comes down to it, I've already said that I'll sacrifice the Commanders in the playoffs for the Lions, if that's what it means.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how the whole algorithm works out. I mean, we have the tiebreaker against. I don't know how all that shit works out.
You're sniffing around right now. You're not out of it. Like you said, it's week by week. Take care of your business, and it could happen. And that's what I'm really rooting for.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a fun last 4 weeks of the season.
And shout out you, by the way, for any AWLs who are playing in the NFL right now or listening. It's always the best when we have people who come on the show that know the show. So we appreciate you reaching out. And anyone else, I'm trying to think who is. Dak, you should probably reach out and come back on because we know you listen every show.
Big time AWL.
Yeah.
There's a ton of listeners. You know it.
Oh yeah.
If any officials listen, if any referees listen, you got to keep it in house. You can't call them on false starts.
Listen. This was a trust tree.
Be cool.
This is a trust tree. Yeah. This is gonna suck if you get any false starts on Sunday.
I'm gonna blame myself so bad. Yeah.
If I do, I'm gonna be waiting for the blog. I'll read it.
Yes. All right, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Taylor Decker is brought to you by our great friends over at Skrill. You need a faster way to pay and play online? Well, today's episode is sponsored by Skrill, the digital wallet built for betting. Never heard of Skrill? Well, here are 3 reasons why you should open a Skrill account today. Number 1, Skrill is fast. Instantly deposit at your favorite online casino, sportsbook, or gaming site using only your Skrill login. Withdraw those winnings quickly when you're ready to cash out. Reason number 2, Skrill won't let transaction limits get in the way of a good time. If you're a high roller, enjoy instant secure access to your bankroll without limits stopping your payments from going through. Reason number 3, Skrill is no one-trick pony. You can send money to other players, you can trade crypto, withdraw your balance as cash with your prepaid card. all while earning loyalty points that you can exchange for rewards. So what are you waiting for? Go to Skrill.com/Barstool right now. Sign up for free. That's Skrill.com/Barstool to sign up for free. And now here's Will Levis.
Okay, we now welcome on recurring guests because you were on with us at Kentucky Sports Radio. It is Kentucky quarterback Will Levis, who is about to be in the NFL draft. Big-time AWL, long-time listener. We're a fan of his. He's a fan of ours. We hope he has great success in the NFL. We're going to do one question with a quarterback in person. First time we've ever done one question in person. So, Will, my question is, Graham Mertz is going to Kentucky. Can you give him some recommendations on where to eat and also how to play good football? Because I would like to see him be successful.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Is this confirmed?
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed.
I haven't seen any news about that, so that's news to me.
Let's just pretend it. All right, so if Graham Mertz were going to Kentucky, where would he eat and how would he play good football? That's 2 questions. Shit.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on again. It's really cool to be referred to as a recurring guest.
Yes.
I've heard so many other people been referred to as, so that's really cool. But, yeah, I mean, there's definitely not a shortage of good food in Lexington. I'd first say from a steakhouse, for steakhouses, I go to Malone's. That's where I went every Sunday with my offensive line.
Not Jeff Ruby's.
I was going to say Jeff Ruby's after that. I think I am a little bit biased in that I did have a deal with Malone's to bring the O-line out.
Fuck Jeff Ruby.
Nope, not fuck Jeff Ruby. I'm a big friend of Jeff Ruby as well, and he's got an excellent restaurant. But Malone's and Jeff Ruby's, can't go wrong with either of those steakhouses. Big fan of Carson's downtown. Good brunch, Southern style place. You're always going to get a good meal there. And for breakfast, you got to go to Josie's in Chevy Chase Plaza. We go there almost every Sunday after games with me and my family when we go. So he's definitely not going to have a problem having success there. I'm aware of his game. I know him well.
I'm familiar
talked
with
to him
your
a little
game,
bit
young
recently.
man.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm familiar with your game, young man.
Yeah, familiar with your game, young man. But I've talked to him a little bit recently just to kind of give him some inside look at what Kentucky football looks like, and he seems to like it, as I think any quarterback in the country should.
Okay. Good answer. Also, just a cheat code, like if you just talk about food places in a city, everyone's going to be like, that's awesome. He likes that place.
That was the first thing I talked about with him. I was like, listen, I came from Penn State, which quite frankly does not have any good food. And that was a big kind of knock on it. And coming to Kentucky was a good change of pace.
Yeah, Max
absolutely.
hates you right now. Max is like,
Max
it's
the
bullshit.
Penn State
Max
guy.
hates every guest because we've been on a streak recently of guests just hating on the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I mean, Penn State just doesn't have great food. That's
Okay.
fact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
cool.
All right. Okay. all right.
This is not a question, but I just would like to say it's a good thing that you said that you take your offensive line places to eat. I think that's good leadership.
That's a good
Draft
comment.
stock up.
I will
in my book.
say that I got inspired by Kenny Pickett. I think he was the first guy that announced to do something like that, and I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's my first year starting. Hopefully I can get something similar happening. And so props to Kenny. I know he's also a recurring guest. And,
Yes. Love it.
pretty good friend of mine. So
Yeah.
thank you, Kenny.
Take care of the guys up front. They'll take care of you.
Also, I want to retract fuck Jeff Ruby because I actually met him. He's a really nice guy.
Okay, my question is, you're a big Mayo boy.
Yep.
You love the Mayo.
Yep.
I'm a big Mayo boy too. I think we're all in this room.
Oh, yeah.
Fans of the mayonnaise.
Mayo.
What's your favorite thing to put mayonnaise on?
That's a good question. I'm probably gonna have to go with any kind of club or deli sandwich. I think you can't have one of those sandwiches without having some mayo on it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna give out any free sponsorships, but I'm a big Hellman's guy. Not a believer in Miracle Whip.
Okay.
But
No free sponsorships. Yeah.
Yep. You know, maybe just like any kind of regular mayo on a classic club like turkey, bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong
now
with
you're
that.
talking my language.
Mayo.
People that are anti-mayo, I think they're idiots. They're just they're doing a performance out here. Try eating a dry sandwich, and then get back to me.
Losers.
Also, fun little holiday treat: do a little mayo nog, just mayonnaise and whiskey. That's it. Give it a shot.
Mayo
Yeah.
coffee.
I don't know if I'll be trying that. But
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. I think you'll like it.
Isn't it mayo coffee?
You
Or
drank mayo
I can't ask
coffee.
a que- I can't ask.
You
yeah,
drank. You drank mayo coffee.
I did.
If I were in your position, I would not be looking down my nose at mayo nog
Yeah, it's just
That's a fair point. I might have to give it a shot.
or
Yeah.
mayo mac.
Yeah.
It's just macaroni and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
A winter treat for the whole
No
family.
cheese, just macaroni.
I know,
I mean,
you,
just mayo.
you bake it up real nice. You won't even miss the cheese.
Yeah.
Trust me.
All right, Billy. I love when a quarterback comes in like you will, and like Billy just sizes you up, and it's like, oh, this could have been me.
He did get a little close to me. He was looking me up and down a little bit.
All right, Billy, go ahead.
All right, so Kool-Aid McKinstry, Jalen Hyatt, they all got NIL deals linked to their names. I know it's pronounced differently, but how come we didn't get a Will Levis?
Unreal. I
Levi's,
tweeted at him and
geez.
everything. I tried my best. I tried to make it happen.
That's crazy.
Just nothing ever came about it. I mean, I'm not going to hold it against him if they want to do something at the next level, but I feel like it just makes sense. I had friends call me Blue Jeans. I mean, I had Levi's, Levis. People pronounce my last name like Levi's all the time because of the name connection, but it just makes sense, you know? I mean, I feel like they'd be crazy to not make it happen. I'm also a Levi's wearer. I mean, I only have a couple pairs of jeans, and they're like they're Levi's. So, I mean, it makes sense, and Levi's, if you're listening, hit me up.
Yeah. Or Billy,
Muggsy?
I'm talking to Billy about
Sorry,
this.
yeah.
He could change his last name to Muggsy.
Muggsy, yeah.
Will
Muggsy would hook him up.
Yeah.
Muggsy would
I guarantee.
100%
Yeah.
Superior gene.
Yeah. Muggsy, get the clutch.
Careful,
jeans at
whenever Billy
Muggsy.com.
starts talking about superior genes, that's usually the time when we have to cut him off.
All right, Jake.
Yeah, hey Will, Jake Marsh, part of my Take podcast. You're a notable AWL. It's always cool when we see the athletes we're talking about listen to us. So my question is, when was the last time, if at all, you listened to Part of My Take on a game day?
Game day, I watched. I swear, I was bad at text Big Cat before it, but it wasn't my last game. But the Georgia game, I was listening to the episode from that Friday on the field as I was warming up.
Hell yes.
And I'm not like a pregame kind of like superstition type of guy. Like sometimes I listen to music, but usually I'm caught up at that point. Usually I listen to the Friday episode and I hadn't finished it. So I was like, all right, well, I mean, I have no other choice now. So yeah, I have done that, and I feel like not many other guys are listening to podcasts pregame.
I like that because you were like, before I played Georgia, I got to double check to make sure Hank, in fact, did not get the lottery ball correct.
Yep.
That's what I was going to say. So the thing, before taking on the number one team in the country, that's
It's
the
like-
latest
yeah.
thing on your mind.
Yeah, it's just Hank
non-football
failing
wise.
yet again.
I think that's one of the cooler.
Oh,
promo-
we'll let you do it.
Oh no, I'm saying
Yeah.
cooler promo things you guys have done recently with having a fan compete
Yes,
as well.
yeah,
and
yes.
if they get it before Hank, you guys
beat
pay him.
Hank.
That's
Yeah.
going to be awesome
At
to
the
see
end
how
of
that
this,
plays out.
we'll do one with you.
Yes,
so that
please.
because Hank's not even in here, so it'll be great.
I feel like if you listen to the Dungeons and Dragons episode before a game, that would get me really pumped.
Yeah, I've listened. She knows a little bit about Tim, so I mean,
He's a legend.
yeah, he is a legend.
He's one of our favorite people in the entire world.
It's got to be.
Absolutely. All right, Max.
I actually do have a question.
Okay.
I normally get texted questions. When you were at Penn State, quarterback room with Sean Clifford, what was it like when you just knew you were better than him?
I mean, I obviously always thought that with the confidence that I have. And I feel like every quarterback's got to have that kind of mindset if they want to be successful. But I mean, it was tough, man. It's tough to be the one position other than kicker and punter and long snapper that is, I think, that no one else plays. You know, no one else is rotating. There's only one person on the field at one time, and even if you're just a hair behind the guy that's starting, you're not going to get reps unless it's the guy gets hurt or it's a blowout, whatever. So I mean, it was a tough situation. I mean, I kind of just had to put my head down and just keep working. And then when the kind of opportunity and realization came that transferring would probably be the best opportunity for me, then I just kind of went with my gut and went there. But Sean and I are excellent friends. I just announced I declared yesterday. He was one of the first people to hit me up and say congrats and everything, and we love each other, and I wish him the best in everything that he's doing, and he wishes me the best as well.
Shit, I didn't text you.
That's a good question, Max.
But I mean, I knew you were going to declare.
Yeah. Oh
'Cause,
yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
like,
that
you
was
were
known.
gonna
I just
declare,
didn't
yeah.
know if I was going to play in the bowl game or not.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Wait, congrats.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congrats.
Congrats on declaring.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Declaring.
Fully
Memes.
declared.
So it's going to be a big story. So let's get in front of it.
Memes.
What's your
Be
hand
more
size?
obvious. You're reading your phone.
So it's going to be a good story.
Wait,
Memes,
Memes, put the camera on yourself.
Yeah. Memes. Be a little natural here.
There we go.
Just ask it however you would want to ask it. Okay.
What's your hand size?
Okay. There we
Ooh,
go.
good
Yeah.
question, good
That's
question.
a good, hey. That is going to be a big story.
Yeah.
They're
no,
big.
I haven't. Do you guys have a ruler in
Those
here?
are big.
Actually?
Wait. We can use the iPhone measurement tool.
Yeah, I do. I do know I have big hands. I think it's anywhere between 10 and a quarter and 10 and a half.
Whoa!
So I
Those
knew
are
that
huge.
I would have had, I think, one of the bigger hands in the draft class last year.
All right, we're doing this live on air. This is going to be
Hey, but don't you stretch it? You get to put it on the. All right, yeah. All right, there we go. There we go.
So this is when they report this after the combine, just please credit part of my take because we had it first. Will Levis's hand size. PFT's doing the calculations.
All right, we got official measurement.
Official measurement. Here it comes.
10 and a half. They're huge.
Whoa! Those are fucking
They're
massive.
huge. And trust me, my phone sometimes makes things like not as long as you would think when you measure them. So like, it's a legit 10 and a half.
Billy just looked up his hands. He's like, yeah, I'm about that.
I got tens.
Do you?
Yeah, that's actually
That's-
not
that's
that
good.
bad.
Okay. All right.
10 and a half is like, okay, so he takes his offensive lineman out to dinners, and he's got big hands. We're like half.
Likes Mayo.
Loves Mayo.
Loves Mayo.
Now we're 75% of the way to like draft WillLevis.com.
Yes. Oh, it might happen. It might happen. All right. So, Will, you have one question for us.
Oh, I do. I should have known that this was a possibility. But
Be anything. Just be a thought starter.
No. I would say, if you guys had to kick someone off of the podcast in the room,
Billy.
who would it be?
Billy football.
I mean, that was the obvious answer.
Good
I'd
question.
like to kick one guy off my draft board.
Yeah, you're going to get dinged in Billy's quarterback bracket now.
His quarterback bracket is
It's influential.
And there was a week in time where his quarterback bracket actually looked correct, where Sam Ehlinger started and Trevor Lawrence was struggling. So that will be his quarterback bracket. I'm excited for next year.
You maybe made a very powerful enemy in Billy football, actually.
Hey, I didn't say it. They did.
You set us up, though.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You knew.
All right, so you want to do numbers?
Yes,
All
please.
right. I'll go 17.
I was literally
Is
going
this
to
Oh,
say
you go
17.
17. You go 17.
Is this official?
Yeah, this is official.
Okay.
But
This
Hank's
counts.
not here.
Hank's not here. It doesn't count for him. But
Where is Hank?
So we're not including Sebastian.
Will, you get 17.
I'm gonna do 29.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
20.
3 for memes. Billy, you have 69. I will do. What was your number?
17.
In college?
7. It was 17 my freshman year and then 7 the last 4
All right, I'll do
years.
7.
All right.
Wow, if you got 17, Will, this would be something else.
I hope it's 17.
69?
No.
What is that?
68?
68. 68. Hasn't 68 won recently, Jake?
68. Hank never would have gotten it, just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Hank never would have gotten this one.
October 23rd.
Okay. That's pretty recent.
Yeah, that's
the
pretty recent.
sixth time.
Yeah. All right. Well, Will, thank you. One question with the quarterback. We're rooting for you, and you're a recurring guest, so you have to come back on when you get drafted. And yeah, best of luck, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Unfortunately, life does not come with a user manual. So when it's not working for you, it's normal to feel stuck. Navigating any of life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, new relationship, or becoming a parent. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. Everyone can use therapy. I've used therapy in the past when I was going through loss in my life. Therapy will help you feel better. It'll help you use your emotions, recognize your emotions, and learn how to manage your emotions so you can get back to feeling good and being your normal, productive self. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things don't click, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. Could not be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/PMT. That's betterhelp.com/PMT. betterhelp.com/PMT.
Okay, let's wrap up. We got guys on chicks. We'll have Hank join on the Zoom for the ping pong ball. Wouldn't that be bittersweet if he won while he wasn't even here?
There's no way he's going to believe it.
I'm actually legitimately rooting for him this time.
It'd be incredible.
Because it would be so great. And let's just say if he wins, yeah, okay, he'll be great.
He's also going to, if he does win, because he does have a fever right now, he's going to fall asleep and then wake up later and not know if he actually won or not.
He's going to be like Grandpa Joe.
Yeah.
The Chocolate Factory.
Grandpa
Jump out
Joe.
of bed.
Mm-hmm.
Jump out of bed.
People are going to be like, are they fucking with us? Are they doing Grandpa Joe references, seeing how many they can get in here? It's like the fourth time we said his name.
Well, it's Hank. That's what
he's
they're
Hank.
calling him.
He's Grandpa Joe.
GJ.
Yeah, GJ.
GJ
Lockwood.
GJ's actually a great, like, I think it's a name that's never been used before, but it sounds like it could be like a grandpa's name.
Yeah.
Or like an uncle.
GJ.
Yeah. Oh, that's my GJ.
Yeah. All right, memes, take it away. Little enthusiasm.
This one's for father.
Whoa, there we go, memes.
I just had a baby. Any helpful tips to survive the first few weeks/months of parenthood?
Yeah, figure it out yourself, dude. I know people always ask for tips, and it's like, I hate the parenting tips. I think that it's like the weirdest thing to tell someone else how to parent. Yeah, the first few months are a bear. I actually have I guess I'll say it right now, it's gonna be my Fire Fest, but my son is 3.5, and he is now decided when he wants to get up every morning. And let me tell you something. There is no scare in the world like being dead asleep at 5:30 in the morning and having a 3.5-year-old just tap your forehead. Because that's happened 2 mornings in a row now, where he just is literally like 6 inches from my face, and he's just like, Dad, I'm ready to get up. I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Go back to bed.
You know what irritates me is people that say like there's no book that you get when you raise a kid. There's no book about parenting. There's millions of books.
There's so many books.
That's like one of the biggest types of book.
And then you read it all, and then you don't do any of it because you just figure it out yourself.
They don't give you a book. It is kind of crazy to think that when you leave a hospital, they just hand you a baby.
Oh, dude.
And they say, here you go. And then now that it's like, that's your baby.
I tell people this, the 2 pieces of advice I give them is don't take anyone's advice because it's bullshit and they're just going to try to shame you and being like parenting is the hardest thing and the worst thing. It is hard, but it's the best thing. And the second is there will be a moment when you get home that the most panic you've ever had in your entire life will wash over you and being like, oh my God. Like, there's no expert around.
Now
there's no person who's supposed to be. I am the person who is supposed to be keeping this thing alive. That will be a very anxious, panic-inducing moment, and then it will pass.
The thing you have in that room next to you, you're responsible for it for its entire life.
It needs you for everything.
I've raised a dog, so I pretty much understand exactly what it's like.
Exactly.
Hey, PMT fellas. My husband listens to your podcast while showering, and every time before he hops in the shower, he says, about to go shower with the boys.
Yeah, cool.
How do I get him to stop saying
No,
that?
that's good. Like, there's nothing more masculine than showering with a bunch of dudes. It's like after football, you know?
Right back
Hop in the shower.
Can you respond to this person and get this guy's name? I want to at the beginning of one episode be like, hey, Ryan, make sure you fucking clean that ass cheek, bro. Some dingleberries in there. Shower with the boys.
Ryan, looks like it's hanging low and lazy, my guy.
We should do a podcast.
You've been working out, Ryan?
Well, we're showering.
You've been working out? Yeah, I mean, like, there's no better, more like cohesive team building environment than in the locker room, right?
Right.
So
showering
it's
with
just
the
locker
boys.
room talk. Hey, Ryan, suck my dick.
Hey, Ryan. One more tug on that thing, and you're gonna have to finish it off, buddy.
Yeah.
You got to make a decision here. Are you really jerking off in the shower or not?
3 times just playing with yourself, Ryan.
Oh, that's the other thing. My son just watches me shower. That's cool too. He's just like, I want to go with you, and then I just stand there and he's just looking at me. He's like, you're peeing. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking a shower, dude. It's fun. It's fun. It's just bonding shit.
Hey, PMT, more of a curiosity than a problem, but I'm wondering why my boyfriend always has his hands in his pants when he's laying down or relaxing. If it's due to his hands being cold, I just feel like there are a lot of other places you could put them to be warm. When I ask him, he tells me he's always done it and he's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Is this normal?
Yes.
Is this a normal guy thing? What's the purpose?
I think it is a guy thing. I don't really understand from like an evolutionary standpoint why every guy does this. I think just to check to make sure it's still there.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
also just
All right.
fun to just like hold it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Like-
It's just like I don't even. I would say half the time I have my hands down my pants. If someone walked in and was like, "You have your hands down your pants," I'm like, "What? I do? Oh shit!" Like I don't even. It's like breathing.
Yeah, also because it's itchy a lot. You got like
You should
skin.
get that checked out.
No, I'm talking about like your nutsack sticking to the side of your leg. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do the pinch and roll move.
Yeah.
Things you have to make a lot of adjustments on the go.
Yeah.
There is one person on our podcast who's a big hands down the pants guy or adjusting guy. It's Max. Max, you're the most qualified person in the world. Should we just say it out loud? Like Max, you touch your genitals a lot.
I do. That's been a huge problem with me my whole life.
Have you ever done it in like a professional situation?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know when I'm doing it. But
Yeah.
everyone I've been across has always given me.
It's a guy thing.
Yeah. It's comfortable.
It is.
It's if you're laying down on the couch, you're having a better time if your hands down your
We
pants.
should probably.
That's a good point,
Yeah,
yes.
that's true. We should test everyone else's to see who's got the most comfortable.
Have you guys talked about this before? Because I always thought this, but never said it.
About
Yeah.
what?
About Max touching himself.
No, Max is
Oh, no,
he's just a ball scratcher guy.
There's like a few things that you just pick up. Like Max touches himself. Hank always showing ass crack.
Yeah.
Like those are just the little things that we spend so much time with each other. You just pick up your little idiosyncrasies. Like
We've all got
Max,
weird stuff.
I don't want you to die, but if you someday die, it will just be like, oh man, like Max would be sitting right there with his hands down his pants. I miss that guy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm. See, I don't even think about it. It's
Yeah.
just a thing.
We'll bury you with your hand down your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi to my fave guys. Why do men get so intimidated when the mic's on? All right. When
You got this, memes. You're doing
when
great,
women
sweetie.
actually know sports. I know more about sports, specifically football, than the majority of men I know.
Definitely more than Max.
Anytime I start talking, they either
Max
look
does
at me
know-
like I'm an alien
He
or
knows
try
balls.
to dismiss me.
Sorry, what was that?
You look like you're trying to dismiss me. Yeah.
They look at me like I'm an alien or try to dismiss me as if what I'm saying isn't 100% correct. Why can't they just accept that it's 2022 and women actually watch sports now?
It's an insecurity thing. They'd rather get mad at you for knowing more about ball than they do than to have to deal with the fact that they need to up their ball knowing.
It's also we're very dumb. And the one thing that the majority of guys can fall back on is like explaining to some women, not all women, because a lot of women know ball, but some women and some podcast producers explaining to them football. Like it makes us feel smart when we explain things to other people. And I would say the majority of guys are not smart in anything except the sports that they obsessively watch. So it's like a safety net. But yeah, it's mostly insecurity.
It does feel good, though, if a woman says to you, wait, why wasn't that pass interference? And you're like, well, because the ball was tipped
Right,
at the line of
exactly.
scrimmage.
Yeah.
And so
Or
the
like,
defense can hit each other at
Or
that point.
why
yeah.
did Tyreek Hill get to return that fumble? It's like, well, you can return a fumble.
Yeah.
Like those
You can
conversations
pick up a
happen.
fumble
Yeah, right.
unless it's fourth down
Yeah.
and there's less than 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah. So, but it's the short, very short answer is guys are assholes and insecure.
That's actually the answer to every Guys on Chicks question.
Yeah. So, but keep knowing ball because that's fucking cool. And it's actually a great test because you will find your future boyfriend husband is the guy who's not insecure, who actually enjoys that, who can put his ego aside and just be a regular person. That guy's a winner.
I was actually about to say I'd love to hear this person's takes.
Yeah.
Just like, because it's like interesting because we only watch
Oh,
sports around dudes.
Oh, you're like, oh, a woman knows ball? You're like
Yeah, we
studying
don't
her like
just
she's
have-
like an anomaly?
Well, I just want to hear her takes.
Yeah, it'd be funny if her boyfriend actually hated football.
Are you trying to make her airtight?
No, I'm just saying.
You trying to
that,
gangbang?
Like, realistically, I only talk sports around you guys because that's where we're watching football.
Right.
And like, I kind of don't want
You know,
to. but
females
it
work
would be-
here. We have female
Yeah, we do.
coworkers.
I
know, but
actually
that
am
know
on,
I don't
sports
work
I'm
a lot.
on
these
multiple.
shows.
I'm on multiple shows with females.
But
talking
I'm not.
sports.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're on shows with women.
But
Jake's right there.
Billy, do you forget?
We're really falling apart. Here.
Billy, do you forget what shows you're on? Do you forget who your coworkers are?
when I'm on sports podcasts or
Right.
sports shows,
All right, so you should
I
come
haven't.
come sit into a college football show or a pro football show with
I would love
Casey.
to.
Yeah, she's
You would
great
be-
at her job.
You would be so intimidated, Billy.
Yeah.
You'd be so scared.
I'd actually want to hear.
That's
Katie's-
we should do a podcast where it's just Billy trying not to be afraid around a girl.
You should talk to Katie Stats. Katie Stats knows more about football than everyone in this room.
I know.
So she's fucking awesome at her job. So
No,
let's
but I feel
have
like
a one-on-one.
I
want
want to see the female perspective applied to football.
It's the same as
yeah,
the male.
it's just what do you think? Like, what do you think the female perspective would be on football? I'm curious to know what
I'm gonna walk
what that
this
means.
back.
Let's unpack that a little bit, Billy. What do you mean?
A female Billy thinks a female perspective is literally like every sack on the quarterback should be roughing the passer. That was too hard.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, keep going.
Everyone's got a unique perspective.
Yeah, like why?
I want to hear.
Why doesn't that guy tuck in his jersey? His fashion's all off.
No,
that's
not
what you're
that
thinking. It would be the same.
Yeah.
Like,
like,
this woman
you know what?
who wrote in
Okay.
probably knows ball just like us. It would have a regular.
I think what I'm
conversation.
trying to say
They'd probably be like
is,
those Dolphins uniforms look way too pretty to win in the snow in Buffalo.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
this
what
after Labor Day, ew.
Yeah.
actually to communicate what I'm actually trying to say is that most basic bros have the same takes, and I'd like to see a variety.
Everyone says Zach Wilson's Patrick Mahomes.
You see, that's why there's non-basic bros.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually good that your
There's a diverse
that your
opinion.
takes are so bad. No, I agree.
This is the most guys on chicks of all time. Okay,
All right, we got one more.
one more.
Hey, PMT guys. I have a question regarding my boyfriend. Major fan of you to a point. It is a little creepy, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
We have been together for almost 2 years now, and we have our relationship at a very steady point. We always have one question that we can never find the answer to, so I figured I would ask for your opinion. Has Hank ever guessed the lottery all right? Please help me find the answer to this.
Well, let's find out. Do we have him? Okay, he's here. Hank, we just finished Guys on Chicks. The last question was wondering if you've ever gotten the ping pong ball lottery machine correct. Have you?
No, I have not.
You've never gotten it.
No.
I also had a friend who hit me up and was like, we should give you extra spins of the machine, but every time you spin, you have to take away a vacation day.
Well, that's impossible because I'm not allowed to get any. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So that idea's out. Did you
Also, according to Hank's policies, we have unlimited vacation days at
that's true.
Barstool. So
Yeah, it's true. It's just the overlords named Big Cat and PFT don't allow anyone to.
the overlords? You're our
Enjoy
boss.
those.
You are literally our boss. You're literally our boss. Oh man, he's sick. Okay, Hank. Well, you had an idea for this? What you were gonna say?
Yeah, I have a proposition because I was thinking about it. I know I'm due, and
No, you're not.
well, let Hank cook real quick.
But he's not due. I
I
just
know,
wanted
I know.
that's
Yeah.
a point of order. No, you're not.
No, he's trying to like put the pressure on us right now.
No, I'm not. I actually think Big Cat will like this. I don't want when I win. I want to win in your guys' face. I don't want it to be when I'm sick with no voice.
Well, you're not gonna win today. So what is this? What are we even talking about?
Can I offer my proposition,
all right.
or just
But
you just
it's
want
all-
to shut it down with me out of offering it?
It's all based on the fact that you're due and that you're gonna win today.
Lord, give me the confidence that Hank Lockwood has right now to think he's going to get the lottery machine correct on today of all days.
Like if I win the Mega Millions, I want to do it around you guys. So that's why I'm not gonna win it today, Hank. That's what you just said.
Yeah, maybe I'm overstepping. All right. Anyway, can I get to my proposition?
Yeah, the guy
No,
who
this is- you know what
the
this
guy
is
who's
like?
literally never gotten it might be overstepping. Yeah.
This is like
Which would mean
this is
that
like
that
if
guy's
back in
due.
2016 Big Cat had been like, you know what? I don't want to beat the Indians because it's on the road. I'd rather win the World Series at home.
Okay.
Should I just not?
Go ahead,
not
Hank.
offer?
No. Proposition us.
All right, this is my proposition. I will give you a number today. It won't count, and then I want two
No.
on Friday.
No.
Wait, why would you give us a number that wouldn't count?
Because
No.
imagine if it hits, how happy
It's
you'd be.
not going to hit.
Statistically,
All right,
that's
You're
not fair.
never going to get it.
All right, well, if it hits, you're going to be fucking pissed.
Okay. I won't because it won't.
It will.
What's your number?
11.
11.
17.
Okay.
I'm taking 17.
69.
I'll take 84.
Also, Jake, wait, is Jake in the room?
Yeah.
Of course.
Jake, I need you to take your cell phone out and take a video of the machine.
I won't lie.
Because I know, but I still need you to do it because I can't see it.
Memes, just change the wide to the lottery ball.
Okay. 11 is Hank's number. I have
I don't
84.
think it works like that.
What do you have, PFT?
Of course, I'm doing
It doesn't work
17.
like that. Max.
17.
It doesn't? Okay.
All right, I'm
All right,
taking
no.
18.
20.
Sebastian did not submit, so we're gonna go with his most recent submission of 45. Is
All
that
right,
fair?
memes. Yep.
I got the camera going, Hank.
Memes.
Yeah.
3.
All right, here we go. Can't
Wait,
believe
no,
we
go
wasted
back.
all that.
Go back.
We wasted all that time.
Memes, it does work like that. Go back.
We wasted all that time on a number you're not going to get.
I got it right here.
Like, why did we even waste all that? Just listening to your 73. There
Good
we
job,
go.
Hank,
Is that fun
73.
for you, Hank? He tried to get us. He tried to get 2 on Friday. You're never going to get it.
6
You're
times.
never going to get it. Never going to get it. Never going to get it. Never going to get
He
it.
would. It's statistically better for him for that to happen on Friday.
He's never.
It doesn't
gonna,
matter.
Billy,
Statistics
he's
don't
never
matter when
going
it comes to this
get
game.
it.
You might as
I
well,
don't think you understand the fact that this guy is the worst of all time at picking lottery.
Why do you think that would have
numbers.
any difference on what he would pick on Friday?
No, because if he has two numbers on Friday,
Billy, we could give him 100
Yeah.
number. We've given him 300 numbers. He hasn't gotten it. He doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't. He literally does not know how the machine works.
If Hank was smart, we should tell him just write down every number between 1 and 99 randomly, and then whatever the last number that you randomly were going to write down, that's the number
Wait,
you
did
should
we?
pick.
Or no, if Hank was really smart, he would just go sequentially from starting at 1 and go all the way up and guess every number every single day, and he would get it eventually, as
Yeah,
long
that's
as
how
he
it works.
doesn't miss a day. Did that happen? Did you miss a day once?
Possibly.
Did we reveal or / did we lock in the bailout special? Where
What?
if we do 100 drawings and if 17 is the last one, then he still wins, right? Did
Yeah, I'll let him do that. I don't care. He's not going to win anything.
Yeah.
He's never going to win it. You're going to win it in like the middle of August when everyone's like, oh, this is over. And you're going to be doing a big dance. And
I did
everyone's
the
gonna be
math,
like,
by
who
the way.
cares, bro?
Depending on if
No,
you're doing for
no,
the
no,
best
no,
of,
no,
it's 7 or 8
There's
shows
no-
left.
If I lose 5K, there's no dance.
Oh, no, you'll dance. I'll make you dance.
I don't think so. It's like,
Oh, I think so.
I
But
have-
guess
I have
what?
a week and a
Again,
half.
we're wasting time. We're wasting air. You're never going to get it.
Love you guys.
You're so bad at this.
orcas will eat moose, but not humans because they're picky eaters, and that's probably the only reason why we haven't been attacked by orcas.
And also, they live
In
in
the
the
wild.
ocean. We live on land.
So do moose.
Dude, moose.
It's probably a big.
That might have something to do
The
with it.
reason why we
Dude, how
haven't
the
gotten
hell-
into a war against fish.
Dude, they're whales and sharks attack people all the fucking time.
Yeah, all the time.
You're the idiot. Like,
No, can we please keep the focus on the fact that Hank's the idiot because he doesn't know how to pick the correct number?
We should actually get an animal that's predicting numbers.
Oh, they'll get it in a second.
And have the animal
a
be-
goldfish will get it
like
in 2
like
seconds.
a chicken. Have
Yeah.
a chicken.
I'll bring in my hedgehog.
Yeah, bring in your
Okay.
hedgehog. He'll get it.
Sweet.
Is Hank smarter than a hedgehog? No.
All right, bye.